This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. They have all new anime magazines at JList. Those magazines that you were reading all along in the United States in English, they are still existing, except they're in Japan. You have New Type Magazine, May 2018, Dengeki Bunko, Cosplay Mode, for those of you that enjoy cosplay, Animedia, Megami Magazine, all of these of the newest May 2018 editions, and of course they have tons of other magazines as well. So you can head over to jlist.com, pick up yourself an anime magazine, and you'll be sure to stay in the loop of all of the anime comings and goings. And now it's time to start the podcast.
アニメアディクツアノニマスのライブブロードキャストやってるって言ってるでしょ。聞きなさいよね。You are listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAAPodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 418th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. My name is Kazuo, and I am joined by some of my very best buddies in the whole wide world. Sitting to my left, rocking out as per usual.
Yep.
Is the one and only Mitsuki. Mitsuki, what's up?
What's up, people? I got my eyes closed. I'm playing the piano. I'm like Stevie Wonder. Don't stop me. Yeah. I'm on fire.
I would say you're more like Elton John, but anyway.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Well, we've also got joining us from a land far, far away.
Oh.
A land of which one should I introduce first? I'm trying to think.
Did you forget where both of us live?
No, I do. I know where you both live, but I was trying to think of which one I should introduce first, and then think of a way to make fun of them. But I won't do that. We've got Mandy and Enzo. Both of you say hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm actually stoked to do this podcast today on this lovely spring day in New York where there's a lot of construction outside of my window.
Enzo is currently dying.
Yeah, I'm still sleepy.
He is already dead.
I'm so sleepy, but I'm here for you guys.
Oh, construction work outside the window. Can't wait to edit this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one for you.
Look, I think it gives gives a sense of life to the podcast, to be able to hear the world
I woke up and I looked out my window and I saw like a construction unit, and all I said to myself was like, "I'm sorry, Mitz."
Did he really say that?
Yes.
Shit.
He looks out of his window, just kind of like into the distance, like, you know, squinty-eyed and stuff, just kind of like examining the world and pondering his future, and just thinks, "I'm sorry, Mitz."
It's a good thing. You know, I'm glad that I'm the first thing you think of every morning when you wake up. That's pretty nice.
Because I love you.
All right, well, you know what else we love?
Do you want to know what I love?
What?
I love Kazuo's baby smooth face. Give me these cheeks.
Yeah.
Come here. Give me these cheeks. You want to pinch them?
No,
touch those
not
cheeks.
that smooth.
Touch those cheeks. Come
I
on.
pinched it.
I pinched it.
He yielded and let me pinch
I
it.
got a little bit of scruff coming through, guys.
Oh, baby.
Do it for me, who I can't do it. If I was there, I would pinch the left one, and you could pinch the right one. But
I just pinched the right one. It was perfect. We could lift him up off the ground by his cheeks.
This is most uncomfortable.
Wonderful.
For those that are listening and not watching, I shave.
He's so cute.
In a very
What
long
made
time.
you shave?
I don't know. I was just I was home sick for like 2 days straight, and then I just felt like blah, and then I don't know.
I think you look much
It
better.
was the cause of your illness.
I think you look better and younger, by the way.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. And fatter.
All right, well, I don't know how being fat has anything to do with whether you shaved or not, but let's keep it rolling now.
All right, so of course you can always find us on our website, AAAPodcast.com. Go to AAAPodcast.com/join to create an account and sign up for all of our additional content.
Just join it.
I said all that in one breath. That was fantastic.
Just do it.
Just don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah, just do it.
All right?
Make them reality.
Exactly. Believe in the us that believes in you.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
And we will keep making porno content for you.
Well, okay.
What?
Kind of.
hentai
What?
episodes, baby.
What?
We have hentai episodes. We do have other episodes.
We
like
do.
Hobby Addicts.
Phrasing, everyone.
That's right. Lana, we just talked about Ni no Kuni 2 on a Hobby Addicts, so if you want to hear us talk some video games, you can get that on Hobby Addicts.
This is true. We talked about Ni no Kuni. We've also got after parties that we do, which I think we might do one today.
We will.
And a bunch of other stuff. So head
That's
over
right.
there for a couple bucks. You can get a crap load of episodes to listen to keep you entertained
We can make sure that,
or at least occupied. I don't know about entertained. That
with
might-
your contribution, Kazuo will ensure that he always has shaving cream, so he can make sure his face
true.
is so cute.
It's true.
Oh,
This episode is brought to you by Dollar Shave. No, I'm just kidding. No. Of course, you can also head over to our Facebook. We have our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/AAAPodcast. From there, you can hang out with a bunch of the listeners, or you can get access to our Discord server, which is in the About section of the Facebook group. And you can also, we have watch parties and anime or manga book reading clubs for nerds and a whole bunch of other cool stuff.
For
there.
nerds, huh?
Why aren't you there?
Well, because I'm clearly not a nerd. I don't know.
Why don't
Oh,
you tell
wow.
everyone what you've been listening to, and then we'll judge.
Hey,
He's definitely a nerd.
we'll save that for the after party. Okay, so on today's episode, we are reviving. Oh gosh, we're reviving the anime Shark Tank. That's
Yeah.
right. And so we're gonna be pitching some ideas for anime that any creators out there listening can pay us lots of money to do.
Oh, yeah. I would like to have a royalty for everything that we do.
Yes, we will also be doing some impressions. That's right, it's impression time. Believe it.
Believe
the
it.
best time. The best time. I think that's my favorite part of the podcast is when we do impressions. As a listener and now as a host, it's the best.
We're gonna be doing impressions.
Impression time! Believe it!
All right, I love that drop. That's so fun.
You like that, don't you?
It's a good time. It's a good time. So we're gonna be starting our impressions for what season is this even? I don't even know.
Spring 2018.
Spring.
Good
The
lord.
spring has sprung.
Dude,
Kazuo is out of it,
do you have
man.
dark
I love
spots
it.
on your
is-
brain?
Guys, I have been in a coma for the past several days. I don't know what is
Aw.
life. Who am I?
What is love, love?
Now that I've lost my beard, I feel like
Uh,
I'm not
well.
even myself anymore.
It wasn't even, he didn't shave it. Just the hair all
Oh, your beard was where your brain was.
That was
If
where
you just
my
shaved it
brain
all
was.
off.
Makes sense.
Damn.
The medicine
so
made his
much
beard
sense.
fall out.
It's possible.
That's so sad.
So today we're doing impressions on My Hero Academia season 3,
Mm-hmm.
Major the Second,
Mm-hmm.
Megalobox, Comic Girls, and Kakuruyo.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kakuruyo no Yado Meshi,
Nice job.
which means...
Nice job.
What does that mean, Mandy?
Kakurio, bed and breakfast for spirits is the English translation.
Thank you very much.
Ugh.
But before we get into all of those
Jesus
wonderful
Christ.
impressions, it's time for this week's Big News of the Week.
Yay.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
All right.
Well,
are
don't
you-
look at me.
You're gonna leave this one to me?
No, I'm leaving it to
all
you.
Sure. So Mitsuki is the one that pulls all this stuff.
See, I wasn't
so
even supposed to be here.
This is my first time looking at it.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today. I'm
I'm
supposed to be in Venezuela right now.
not even supposed to be here.
Shout
today.
out to Mitsuki being a hero for real though. Like coming in when he was gonna take a day off for the first time, and who's to say
Well,
how long?
65 years.
I don't know if he really had a choice. Not really 65 years, more like 14 episodes.
Yes, I went to get on the airplane at the airport, and they said, "Where's your visa issued by the Venezuelan government?"
They said, "Show us your papers."
And I said, "I don't have a visa. Why did you let me buy a plane ticket without requiring me to have a visa first?"
Well,
And they were like, "Well, we don't care about our customers, so screw off."
this is true.
Well, they don't, factually. Yeah,
Yo, at them on Twitter, man.
That's
I
do it.
will.
I bet
At
you won't.
American Airlines,
You won't.
you suck.
Oh.
All right, so the big news of the week, guys. We've got Abe wins promise that Trump will raise abductions issues with North Korea's. What? You didn't even put the entire title on here. All right. Basically, it says here Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said Tuesday that President Donald Trump has pledged to raise the issue of Japanese nationals abducted by Pyongyang decades ago during his planned summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Abe expressed gratitude for Trump's understanding that Japan has put emphasis on the abduction issue and for his promise to take it up in the first ever U.S.-North Korea summit. So, that's pretty interesting, I guess. Says here the pair also agreed to pile, quote, maximum pressure on North Korea until it takes concrete steps towards complete verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization.
Yeah, so this is a big deal. I mean,
Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
big deal. Yeah.
This is the first U.S. North Korea summit
yeah,
like ever.
that's a big deal, especially since Kim Jong Un just got finished calling. What were his words? He called Trump a fat American dotard. I think that's the words he used. So now we're gonna have a cordial meeting.
Classy.
I don't think
Oh
so.
man.
I mean, I feel like somebody like Trump would kind of respect that.
Let me just ask a question real quick, out of curiosity.
I have a question after your question, so you go
Okay.
first.
Like, I mean, we're gonna have Kim Jong Un like in our sights. Let's just kill him.
Just, I don't think it's that easy.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
easy. You pull out a gun and you shoot him.
No,
Right.
no,
But-
we're not.
You have
No.
a helicopter fly in and you friggin' shoot a laser through the building and kill him.
Yes. Okay. You
Oh
could
my
theoretically
God.
do that, but then you have the
What do you
fallout.
What do you
to
own
deal
my
with.
godding about?
I just,
What are they gonna do?
That on our
There,
podcast.
there are probably tons of people that will just fill that position.
Well, does Kim
I
Jong
just
Un have a
took it
kid?
back.
No, but he's got all kinds of generals and people.
All right, whatever. I'm
not-
sure
you can't-
somebody
This isn't a. This isn't
someone will find some way
This isn't an
to
Austin
agree with
Powers
North
movie.
Korea.
You
Really?
can't just shoot. You can't just throw sharks with laser beams attached to
Oh,
their
you
head
can.
at him and expect it to be okay.
Well,
That's
you
not
know,
how this works. But
Hon-
you know what?
Mike,
Mitch,
honestly-
I appreciate you thinking about it.
honestly,
though.
I'll just say right now, North Korea is the most spoiled country in the world. They're the only country that's going to get away with firing ballistic missiles over another country like every week and never have any consequences. If like Germany fired missiles over France that could blow up France, for sure no one's going to go, we don't really give a shit.
See, I don't know if spoiled is the right word for it, but I understand what you're trying to say.
North
I know what
Korea,
you're trying to say,
North
too.
Korea has
They're-
done plenty enough right now to already have them raised to ashes.
Yes.
So why are we all like tiptoeing around North Korea?
Because
let's
one
just
of their-
blow them off the map. Be done with it.
Because their largest ally is China, which,
Who will do
China?
nothing? Who will do nothing?
which could blow everyone else off the
well,
map if they
well,
wanted to.
we just placed massive sanctions on exports and imports to and from China,
Mm.
and China hasn't done jack shit. So I don't see them like up in arms about it. They're not going to do anything. China. Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, my question was
What's that?
Wow, I'm more fired up about that than I thought.
at the summit, if they had to play an anime, which one would they watch?
Ooh, oh, Hitalia, easy.
Yes, there you go. Good one.
Next question.
That's so perfect.
What's that anime with Buddha and Jesus? What was the name of that one?
With Buddha and Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know.
Anyway, there's some
I
more
don't
here.
know. That's
So
interesting.
the Kim Jong Un and
Saint Young Men. Sorry.
or rather, Prime Minister Abe and Donald Trump also agreed to place maximum pressure on North Korea until they completely denuclearize North Korea. Which I don't know. I'm kind of curious why North Korea would bother doing this at this juncture, because it seems like they've gone through an awful lot of effort to try to make sure that they have a functioning nuclear program for some reason. So like out of nowhere, why would they just pull the plug on it?
Well, also, like, North Korea is a pretty not great place, from what I
yeah,
understand.
you think?
And the people that run North Korea, probably not the best people in the world. So if they were to say, all right, we promise that we're not going to make any more nukes.
How could you trust?
Yeah,
well,
I don't know if I would believe them.
Well, we have satellites that can literally like watch people write on paper from outer space.
Yeah, I suppose that's
So
true.
I don't think a whole lot is secretive.
Yeah, perhaps. But I'm sure there are ways around that.
Well, probably not ways that North Korea has.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure somebody that's like military laden that's listening will probably jump in and tell me how stupid I am.
Well,
So, just guessing. So also Trump stressed that the two sides, Japan and America, are, quote, Japan and ourselves are locked. We are very unified on the subject of North Korea. So that's good. People that are wondering, well, why in the hell we are talking about
have you ever
this
seen
subject, it's because of Japan.
Have you ever seen like the video clip of when Trump went to shake Abe's hand?
No.
And he
His
did.
face.
Tell me a
I'm sure
story.
So
Yeah.
Trump does this thing when he shakes people's hands, and it's kind of like a it's to kind of make himself feel like
It's
the
like a
alpha.
power
It's a
move.
power move,
Yeah.
basically. So like he goes to shake
Mhm.
their hand, right?
Okay.
And he shakes their hand, and then he pulls them in like that to kind of throw them off. And so he pulls their hand while he's shaking it to kind of like just throw them off their base and make them feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
So he did it to Abe, and then like there's a video of Abe like shaking his hand, and then once he lets go, he kind of just like gives him this look like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? It was hilarious.
Well, I do not know, but well,
it was pretty funny.
I mean, I don't know that he needs a power move. He's already the president of the United States.
Yeah, true.
He needs it for his ego, though.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that, the abduction of Japanese nationals by North Korea is a topic that has been a very sore subject for a very long time for Japan. And now, I don't know that anything's going to come of this because they were abducted like 30 years ago, so they're probably not even alive anymore. I mean,
didn't that one kid who got abducted for like he was like stole a sign or something like that? Didn't he die?
I don't know.
He didn't get. He got arrested in North Korea. So this kid went on a trip to North Korea, which is a terrible idea to begin with.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then while on the trip, tried to like steal some sign that was on a wall or something, just as a prank. And he's like a college kid or something like that. And there's videos of him like on trial in North Korea and stuff, and like he's reading like basically a prompt that they told him to read to like apologize or whatever for dishonoring them.
I mean, that's really sad, but like maybe when you're on a field trip to North Korea, you shouldn't act like a dumbass. I'm just guessing.
Step 1, don't go to North Korea. Step 2, while there, don't act like a dumbass.
I mean, I don't know what the hell.
So basically, he was sentenced to like a labor camp or whatever, and I think they finally sent him back to the States, and he died shortly afterwards.
He was from America?
I believe so.
All right, whatever.
Maybe Canada.
Well, one way or the other, you shouldn't be stealing things in North Korea. Probably not a smart move.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, so let's move on.
Let's do it.
Howdy, partner.
Oh my god, this tablet is going to kill me. Is it really going to shut off again?
Probably.
It's off. Good Lord in heaven.
All right, well,
we'll
have to insert the drops afterwards or something. All right, it's time for the good, the bad, and the moe.
All right, so for the good, we have Yuki Kawauchi scores stunning victory at the Boston Marathon, this coming courtesy of the Japan Times. For the first time in a long time, Japan has actually won the Boston Marathon. Yuki Kawauchi was, faced very, very poor conditions during this particular run. It was raining, lots of wind, but he ended up winning with a time of 2 hours and 15 minutes and 58 seconds, which I'm told is very fast, and became the first Japanese man to win the Boston Marathon since Toshihiko Seiko won the title in 1987. So it's been a long time.
Wow.
Also, he's the 9th Japanese champion overall to win the event, and this man who's from Saitama has won over 30 marathons and is known as the citizen runner because he works in the prefectural government and was recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records last month for completing the highest number of marathons in under 2 hours and 20 minutes. So,
oh wow.
This guy's like some kind of like a Japanese national hero type of deal.
Yeah. I wonder what he's running from.
Well,
wow.
So, also, for the bad, sexual expression research books are deemed harmful and have drawn criticism. So local governments in Japan have recently designated various books that trace the history of sexual expression as being harmful publications. The Shiga Prefecture designated the book titled Chronicle of Searching for Erotic Book Vending Machines That Day as harmful, a report on the current state of erotic book vending machines as they vanish in light of the expansion of the internet. So I guess this is a book that is about trying to find erotic vending machines that were like the content.
Or is it vending machines that are very erotic looking?
Like very curvaceous vending machines. That's possible.
Is that like the lamp from A Christmas Story?
Yes, just like
Cause
that.
was like, I haven't seen that movie. It's from the 80s, so he hasn't seen it.
Honestly, I haven't seen it.
That's like impossible. It's on TV.
You mean like the one with the fishnets?
Yeah, that movie's on TV for 3 straight days on loop during every holiday.
So
dude, when I was a kid, that was every day.
I've seen it 100 times.
I didn't celebrate Christmas growing up, so.
But it's not, you don't have to celebrate Christmas to watch A Christmas Story.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, it's probably the most.
Not wrong.
I suppose, but like it wouldn't have like.
Watch this, Mandy. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Enzo, have you seen it?
A billion times.
Yeah, like half a billion times.
I've seen it half a billion times.
Never seen it. Is
He's
that the
ne-
one with Chevy Chase?
No, oh god.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, because we need to solve this.
This is
problem.
problematic.
I'm so sorry.
The time that I go visit me and Manny go visit Florida,
Mhm.
we need a list of 5 movies that you have not watched that are sin for not watching.
One of
Yeah,
those
well,
is Beetlejuice.
One of them's Beetlejuice, one of them's Ghostbusters, Caddyshack, Christmas Story, and The Goonies. Boom.
No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen any
we
of
should
those.
watch all
Jesus,
those.
dude. This is really hurting me inside. Anyway, moving on. So, no, we're still on this topic. So, also, Hokkaido designated the book titled "The Expression History of Erotic Manga" as harmful on March 30th. And this book just
What?
focuses on research about the changes in the ways of drawing nipples and genitals in manga. So it's almost a history of like this of like art, like of erotic art, but they're deeming that as harmful. The Japanese Magazine Publishers Association, JMPA, is questioning the labeling of the books as harmful because they are books that reveal new areas of research and represent field work. So it's just like Japan throwing censorship at things for no
Doesn't
reason.
make any sense.
Crazy.
Right.
No.
There are so many other things that are available easily in Japan that are, but for some reason these random books are considered harmful.
I don't know.
Do they
You
have
think-
vending machines with hentai in them? Do they?
No, not that I remember.
I feel like the phrase the fact that it's local governments is like a key point here. I feel like they might just be flexing their power in their local area,
Well, it could be.
and this is how they're doing it.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I agree. There's so much more out there that can be like if you're gonna censor something. I don't know why this is your go-to.
Yeah,
You know,
for
like I
sure.
think this might just be like a flex to be like, hey, this is not good. This
And
is how we think.
Also, with the current birth rate, you would think they would want to like sexualize
God.
things as much as possible.
Yeah. for
Like
real.
I say, Japan, sexualize everything. Like,
Everything.
every
Bread.
mascot.
With your vending
Sexual.
machines.
Bikes, sexual.
Start pumping Viagra
Lamp?
into your water supply.
Oh, pumping, huh?
Yeah.
Napkins, sexual.
Napkin sexual for
Oh,
sure.
the sexy napkins.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
Oh,
right.
these curvy spoons.
Ugh.
Wow.
All right, moving on. For the Moe, players can now find love in virtual reality with a beautiful bride or handsome groom, as women can now find holy matrimony in the VR world. Sega VR Akihabara Arcade is bringing Wedding VR to the facility for a limited time, where people can, I guess, date and or marry 3 different characters from Voltage Inc.'s dating apps, which include Yamato, who's voiced by Hikaru. I normally would not read these names, but because Mandy's here. Voiced by... characters include Yamato, voiced by Hikaru Midorikawa, Henry A. Spencer, voiced by Nobuhiko Okamoto, and Masamune Date, voiced by Kaito Ishikawa. So now you can get...
None of them are Kamiya Hiroshi, so I don't care.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Shit. So apparently you can now get married in VR.
I, for one, welcome the inevitable virtual world that we'll all be living in.
Well,
I'm all
I will.
for it.
I welcome it, but like I mean, I kind of still want to marry a 3D person. You know what I mean?
Nah.
I want to go
Then-
and do this just because it'd be stupid and funny.
That I would do. I would definitely marry a digital character for the lols,
Yeah.
but you know, not
Yeah.
for the
Look,
not
if
for
you
the.
marry a 3D girl, then you gotta like share stuff with her, and then she's gonna yell at you every now and then.
Yeah,
and
but
then-
dude, okay. I feel
then
like 2D marriages are like when you're grinding in an RPG, and then a 3D marriage is the
when you're
end game.
grinding in real life,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the end game.
Yeah.
You know, because then you have to like use all the skills you've gathered in life to
Mhm.
balance a 3D relationship and all those things you mentioned.
Just seems like a
as
lot
well.
of work.
Yeah, but that's end game, dude. The end game grind in any RPG is still a lot of work.
all right, let's
But
move it
what if-
on.
What if I want to play another game?
All right, we got a lot more stuff to cover this episode.
All right.
So we have another drop that I can't play because the tablet's dead.
Yay.
So, but we have a
Yay.
J-list snack box.
Hey, that's right.
So why don't you grab
That's
that snack
actually
box
yay,
over
Right
there?
over yonder. Ugh.
Just
I
push
want-
it through
I
the
want
mic
one of
for me,
those.
Snack box.
please.
So this is what it comes in whenever you guys get a
Yeah.
snack box. You can see it there. It's pretty hefty.
So this snack box
The size
is
of a square brown baby.
this is for May 2018. It's the snack box DX, and
DX.
there is a crap load of stuff in here. Now, Kazu, I did pull out one particular snack. For those of you that don't know, if you go to jlist.com, they have a snack box. And this snack box is full of Japanese candy. Why don't you just hold a couple of those up?
Sure.
Full of Japanese candy. This one's got about 15 different candies in it. And it comes with a $5 discount code for anything you want to buy off of J-List. And it's just all this candy you've never seen before because it's all candy that would only come from Japan. Kazuo is literally going to hold every single one of these at once.
Stack the snack box.
You can't do it. There's like 7 more. Oh my God, look at him.
Put more on here. I can't.
He can't even, he has no free arms.
Just add more.
Well, I hate to tell you though, there's like 5 more. Here you go. Here you go. Here's
Oh
more.
my god. It's actually so
He
much.
can't hold all of it. He can't hold it all. There's so much. All right, put it back in. Put it back in the box.
It's
Oh
so
my God.
ridiculous right now.
Kazuo, I would like to choose a candy for you to try,
Yes.
and then I would
You
like.
had a snack beard for a second.
That's
Ooh,
right.
He felt right at home. And then I would like you to pick a candy for me to try.
Oh, okay.
I would like you to try the Condor Pure Gummies.
What the hell is that?
These ones right here.
Oh, wow, how do you know?
So these come. I already had some of these. I know they're delicious. I picked
Okay.
I picked a delicious one for you.
All right, good.
The flavor is Barbados Cherry.
Ooh,
These are like little gummy
Ooh.
candies that have split colors. I guess there's 2 different flavors in them, and they're shaped like hearts,
Yo.
and they're good as shit.
Yo.
Like Goodbye Peach Rings. These are way better.
Yo, this is really good.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yep. I agree.
Is it actually sweet? Because
Yes, it
a lot
is.
of the candy I tasted in Japan was kind of
It's
bland.
sweet, but it's also got a little sour to it.
Oh, I like that.
It says acerola soda gummy.
I don't know. Yeah, but
Oh,
Japan has
snap,
amazing
okay.
candy. So like, America's like, oh, like if I go to the cafeteria at my corporate building, they sell Rice Krispie treats with high fructose corn syrup added to them. Like you're literally selling me carbohydrates mixed with pure sugar, which is marshmallows, and then you're gonna
Alright.
add fructose corn syrup. We don't need all
You've
that.
already tried this, but I do, so I won't have you try it again.
Yeah,
But I want to make mention of
Yes.
Super Lemon.
super lemon. Yeah,
So Super Lemon, for those that can't see, here I have it on the camera.
Yep.
There's it's like this old timey comic strip.
it looks like a Bazooka Joe.
Like a Bazooka Joe, and
Yeah.
there's like a lady with the candy in her mouth, and her mouth is wide open, and she's screaming, "Oh, juicy!" Another panel. There's
Yeah, she did.
another panel. There's a gentleman with a lemon drop candy in his mouth, and his mouth is wide open, and he's screaming, "Oh, noble!"
Noble. This doesn't make any sense. Oh God.
So yeah, that is Super Lemon.
All right, pick me a candy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You're killing me here. I'm waiting my whole life for this moment.
What the hell is this? I'm gonna go with the Moomin Valley biscuits.
Okay.
It is
Ooh,
raspberry.
that sounds like a doggy treat.
It looks like a doggy treat.
Yeah, it's got. Do you guys know what Moomin is?
Like Moomin Rider.
No, Moomin.
Moomin Rider?
These little like horse cow looking characters.
Oh no, I'm unfamiliar.
It's a cartoon character.
Oh, okay.
So there were Boruto candies in here from the new
Boruto.
Boruto anime, but I removed them.
Ah, why?
So, well, they're in my. I was gonna give them to. I was gonna bring them to Venezuela with me, but then I never went.
Gotcha.
So, all right, let me try this
There's
cookie.
a lot of like fruity candies in here this time around. So there's like some pineapple stuff. Ooh, this is.
Are there any
Nice.
any Sakura flavored stuff? Because they do that shit around
Oh,
this time,
yeah.
right?
Let's see here if there's any this time.
I doubt it. That was
I
like
think it was
last month.
last box, wasn't it?
Is
So
this
these
some-
Moomin crackers, they taste like animal crackers that have been dusted with raspberry flavoring. They're really good.
Ooh, wow, that sounds really nice.
Here, I'll set these aside. I'm gonna eat all those tonight when I
Oh,
celebrate
for real?
420.
I gotta try one of these myself before you destroy the rest of them.
All right, so we're gonna move on. But J-List snack box is really great value. It's enough food. It's enough
I want
snacks.
one.
It's enough snacks to hold you for like a whole month practically.
Yeah.
You have like a snack for every day of the month practically, and I don't know if you're a fan of Japan and you want to eat the foods Japanese people are eating, the J-List snack box is the way to go.
Can we just have a whole podcast where we eat snacks?
That would be amazing.
We
That's
should.
what I want.
I mean, we
That's
should
like an
do
after
that.
party.
Yeah.
Dude, after party, I'm eating all these snacks.
We should
Even
make
though I just started a diet, and now I'm immediately failing.
We should make a J-List snack box podcast where we just eat. We just eat snacks
I
all the
like
time.
it.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's do it. Oh, well, I guess we don't have a drop.
Well, there are no drops for trivia.
All right. Also, I haven't been updating the image here. All right. Anyways, so
We are a shit show today.
it's just a mess.
It's fun. It's cute. It's charming. We're being charming today.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
I'm
that's the-
working on it here.
All right. So okay. So we've got our trivia for the week, which is of course on our website. You can
That's
head
right.
over to AAAPodcast.com, scroll down, and take part in the trivia there.
Yep.
This week's answer was Tokyo magnitude 8.0.
Yes, indeed. which is an anime about an earthquake striking the heart of Tokyo, which would be, oh my god,
Right.
would be devastating. Okay. Completely ridiculous.
And the winners of the week, do we have those, Mitz?
Yeah, I'm going to read them because there really aren't that many this time.
Okay.
So I made these a little harder. So the correct answers are Fudge Box Hero, Thusty Kutas 23, Oh My God, It's Derpy Murphy, Robo Totoro, Full Metal Alcoholist, Chibi Rob, Captain Avatar, Icy Rose, QE, NF Kana, Fisting Her North Star, Golden Jedi Link, Karate Failure, Xanth Bone, Dick Chocolate, Nelly 1876.
All right, and the winner of the week is Robo Totoro.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yay!
And
Yeah.
the winner of the month
Yeah, this drop is never going to happen.
is, drum roll please.
Drum roll, please.
Chibi Rob.
Chugga.
Yeah.
So good job,
Rob.
Chibi Rob.
Yay, Rob.
That
Yep.
rhymes.
Rob has won the trivia. I will be sending him an email, and we will get his prize right away.
All right, now we're going to take a news break. Before we do so, we have an in-show weekly trivia question,
That's right.
much like the one on the website. However, this one you will answer after the break. It says here, name that anime. A boy finds a strange object while playing hide and seek. His grandfather tells him the story of his own youth and the important role an old lamp played. The story is about the modernization of Japan and the changes that came with it. Name that anime. We'll tell you after the break.
All right, stay tuned, and we'll be back in a minute. Hey everybody, it's Mitsugi, and it's time for your anime news break. Leading us off, Gundam fans rejoice. You'll know that there is a 1-to-1 life-size scale statue of the Unicorn Gundam mobile suit from the Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn anime located on Odaiba Island. However, this mecha is getting a little bit of special treatment that has never been received previously. Already it is special because it glows in luminescence from 50 different areas, but they're also going to be holding a special projection mapping event from April 21st until the beginning of May. The mapping event will recreate the story of humankind's advancement into space and other important events from the Universal Century timeline. And this is going to be going on every day, 3 times a day for 6 minutes apiece until May 6th. So if you're a big fan of Gundam and you want to see this awesome event on Odaiba Island, head to Tokyo, make your way over to Odaiba, which is pretty fun anyway, and see the Gundam for yourself. Next up, the Manga Mura pirate manga site has become inaccessible. We discussed last week on the podcast leading off that these 3 manga websites were going to be blocked by Japanese internet service providers as per the Japanese government, and indeed Manga Mura has been made inaccessible throughout Japan. It has been blocked for providing pirated material, including manga, digital magazines, and other copyrighted content. So if you were a fan of that website, well, it is now no more. Next up, Nintendo is receiving a delayed release of Dark Souls Remastered. It has been delayed from May 25th until an unspecified time in the summer. There will be a Solaire amiibo figure that will also be pushed back along with the game. So this is sad news for those of you that have Nintendo Switch and wanted to play the game on it, but you can still get the game on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PCs, which has been out for a while, and the remastered version will still launch on those consoles on May 25th. And rounding us out, more game news. We have the top selling video games in Japan from April 9th through the 15th. The top 5 being Far Cry 5, Death and Request, Splatoon 2, Kirby Star Allies, and number 1 being the Snack World Tree Jarrers Gold. The top 3 all being Nintendo Switch, the 4th and 5th game being PlayStation 4, with the top weekly selling game selling a total of 35,655 copies, which is a pretty small amount. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. Now, yep, it's time to get back to the podcast.
Okay, the stars are aligned and I have all the required materials ready. The night is perfect. All I have to do is light this black candle and...
Wait, what the?
Enzo, what are you doing here?
I was looking at this anime retail site before I just ended up here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to summon an elder god in the hopes that he'll grant me more hot anime boy figurines. But I have just summoned you by accident. Ugh, that means my entire ritual was a complete failure. I have to start all over.
Why would you summon an elder god for something like that?
I don't live in Japan, Enzo.
There's an easier, safer, and more sane way to go about this. Look at this website.
JList.com?
Yeah, JList.com sells all kinds of figures, games, manga, snacks, and other merchandise. They'll even ship it straight from Japan to your doorstep.
That does seem like a bit safer.
Now, can you please promise me you won't try to summon any more elder gods? My butt hurts from that fall.
I can't make any promises. We have to pay the bills around here somehow. JList.com, selling figurines to save you from possible demonic influence.
Now presenting Burning Questions with the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast.
Would you rather
Yeah, I like these.
no.
I like these.
have
no.
taste buds in your butthole
What the fuck?
or poop out of your mouth but not taste it?
Taste buds in my butthole.
So you would rather taste your poop as you're shitting there.
Oh, well, you didn't explain what was
That's
gonna...
why the taste buds are in your butthole, is so you would. Oh,
okay,
God.
yeah. Taste buds in my butthole.
Oh, God.
What was the other one?
Or poop out of your mouth but not have to taste it.
I have to go with that one.
No.
I mean, that's disgusting.
Taste buds in my butthole.
No, that's you want to taste your own poop?
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You have taste buds in your mouth.
Yes.
If you hold your nose and eat food, you can't taste it. If I hold my nose, do I still fully taste it out of my butt? It's a valid question. It's a very important detail in the answer.
No, you have to squeeze your penis.
Oh, God.
Because that is the nose of your butt.
And now, back to the podcast.
And we are back to the 418th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. And before we went on our break here, we asked you an in-show weekly trivia question, as we often do.
We always do.
Yes, always. Oh, unless we forget, which has happened before. But we didn't forget this time, that's right. This one was another name that anime. It says a boy finds a strange object while playing hide and seek. His grandfather tells him a story of his own youth and the important role that an old lamp played. This story is about the modernization of Japan and the change that came with it. That anime is?
OG-san no lamp.
Well, I mean, that sounds,
That's the name of it.
I mean, like, that's basically what
Well, that's
the
what it's about.
synopsis was about.
Yeah, and it's a really good anime. It's a one episode OVA, definitely worth seeing. I think it's one episode. It's definitely worth seeing. It's quite good, actually.
Interesting.
So yeah, you'll get a lot out of those 30 minutes, I promise. And those are sort of the best types of anime for me because you're getting a lot without having to dedicate half a day to it.
Right.
So, also before we get into our main topic, real quick, I just want to mention one last time. This is the last time I'll mention it. That we have implemented Stripe on our website. So for those of you that wanted to get all the extra 500 plus episodes of exclusive content that we have on there for you, perhaps you did not want to use PayPal previously because that's all we could accept. Well, we now can accept pretty much any payment method you could think of. So if you go to our website now, you can use credit cards and whatnot else via Stripe. So I recommend that if you want to get the content and help us out, go on there and make it happen. And we will reward you with extra audio content every week. So please and thank you.
All right.
All right. So what are we doing here?
So our main topic here is one that we've done before,
Yes.
and we are it is the revenge.
The revenge.
The revenge of the anime Shark Tank.
Yeah.
The revenge.
Which I like.
Huh?
I like that you called it the anime Shark Tank Revenge because I believe Jaws 3D
Oh.
was I think it was Jaws 3D like Revenge or something like that. Revenge of Jaws, if I remember correctly. It was in the title.
Well,
Let's see.
that wasn't
Jaws
intentional, but
Revenge. Let's see.
I'm sure that movie must have been terrible.
Yeah, Jaws the Revenge. Actually, that might have been the second one.
I'm pretty sure all of them except for the original Jaws were pretty bad.
Let's see here. Oh no, it was the third. Yes, I was right.
Oh boy.
See, that's an 80s movie that I didn't see, but I for some reason knew the title.
Is that actually from the 80s?
Yeah, 87.
Oh wow.
Damn, Jaws is so old. You forget how old that movie is.
So you've seen bad 80s movies,
No,
but
I've never seen that movie. I just know the title because
Oh,
I've
you've
heard
never seen.
people-
Well, that doesn't count.
Have you seen Jaws though?
Orca. Have you seen
so.
Orca?
What?
Orca? Did you ever see Orca?
I don't even know what that is.
Of the killer whale.
I mean, I know what an orca
Have you seen Free Willy?
I believe so.
Oh,
no. With the Michael Jackson song, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Sure.
Is the kid like Elliot or something? No, that's the one with the alien. Who's the kid in Free Willy?
Oh, I don't know. Who gives a shit? All right, let's move on.
All right.
I'm pretty sure this tablet isn't going to actually work long enough for me to play this intro song for you, but I really wanted to play because I worked sort of hard making it.
Do you have it on your computer?
No, probably not. Not readily available.
All right. Well, I was going to say
We'll
you
have
can
to
play
live
it there
without
too
it.
if you want.
But why don't you explain the Shark Tank game, and then maybe I can get the tablet to come back while I play the drop.
So the Shark Tank game, basically, as far as I understand it, we're just going to pitch ideas for animes. We're going to talk about, we're going to just make up an anime ourselves. We have a couple each.
That's right.
We're going to talk about what the show's going to be about, how long it's going to run, how we think it's going to make money, if it's going to be successful. We're just going to pitch this as if we were going in front of
the Shark Tank.
The Shark Tank, yeah.
If you haven't seen Shark Tank, it's basically where these rich investors can opt to provide funding for people's entrepreneurship ideas.
Right.
And they will either they're either out, like they don't want a part of it, or they will offer $1 million or whatever to make someone's project happen. And so we're gonna pitch ideas to each other.
Okay.
And we're gonna viciously reject each other probably. And I have some very horrible drops from Mr. Wonderful from the TV show that I probably will not be able to play for you.
From who?
Mr. Wonderful.
That's a shame. I would love to hear those drops.
Who's Mr.
But
Wonderful?
he's the angry. He's Kevin Larrabee. He's the angry one.
He makes the show.
Or Kevin O something. I don't know.
I've never seen Shark Tank.
Kevin O'Leary, I think his name is. All right, so I can actually play the intro for you, luckily, because this tablet has decided to function for maybe,
do it quick
for
before
maybe
it shuts
1 minute.
off.
All right, here we go. Who are the sharks? They're self-made business experts worth billions. Kazuo is a Bronx-raised hairstylist and entrepreneur who made a small fortune marketing and modeling Pompadour styling gel for chest hair. One pomp for each man boob.
That's right.
Mandy, a shrewd venture capitalist who made a fortune selling her anime boy butt model Hug Pillow Company for $4 billion. Enzo, rock label mogul and shrewd negotiator, made millions when he founded the only rock label for nudists called Nudist Peach. These are the sharks, and this is Anime Shark Tank. Welcome to the Shark Tank, bitches. That's right.
That was awesome.
Did you like that?
I really like that.
All right, so I'm gonna go first. All right, I'm gonna pitch mine right off the bat. My first pitch for you is called 0G.
Okay.
So I have a synopsis, and if you want to tell me if the chat thinks my synopsis idea sucks or not or whatever, and maybe we can get through these and I can play some of the rejection drops too. So, sports anime about rock climbing. Azusa has always been climbing. Ever since she was a child, she would always be getting injured climbing things that she shouldn't be. Trees, walls, houses, and now Azusa will be climbing towards her dreams as she enters the world of competitive rock climbing. But there are perilous challenges ahead. Will she be able to live up to the contest expectations of one of the most difficult rock walls in the world, Yosemite's El Capitan? Will she be able to outclimb her rival since childhood, Irina? Will they survive? Will they achieve 0G? And I think that there could be a movie tie-in for this, and character goods out the wazoo. They're both girl characters, and as such, they will, they'll be making lots of figures about them and whatnot, and they'll probably have food items at different cafes, and it'll be fun.
Okay, talk to me episode length.
I don't think it would be
episodes?
very long. I think that it's the first season would be probably 12 episodes, and if it's really successful and people like it, there'd probably be sequels.
Okay. So how large do you envision the supporting cast to be for this show?
I would say not tremendously large. I think that there will be some minor characters. You probably have Azusa's parents in there. They would have the childhood friend, maybe a trainer, perhaps some other competitive rock climbers that will be, focused on all as you do with sports anime, where they all seem to get a backstory. So I would say probably a dozen or less.
Okay, I'll say I personally do think there is a story here. I feel like you could probably have like a solid amount of training montage, and whenever you need quote unquote filler time, you can always give some meat to the bones of the other characters are not her rival. Like I'm assuming they're gonna be other people that can climb too, right?
Of course, there's her rival, and then there will be other competitors from.
Correct.
That will be competing, for time up the rock wall, and that will provide drama.
Okay.
So, and as an investor, I am happy to discuss the length of the anime. What I will say is that it won't be one of those shows that goes on for hundreds of episodes. If it is deemed desirable by the general public to have a slightly longer story, I could see it being extended to 24 episodes. And with potential second or third seasons added on if it's successful.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I will offer you.
This is where you either say you're in or you're out.
I will. I'm in, and I'll make an offer. I offer.
Wait, we're making offers?
Oh, he's making.
I'm making offers.
I didn't even realize.
I'm making offers. I will give you 50% of the funding for this if I get a 10% royalty forever.
Oh, damn.
On the gross profits of this IP.
You're going to pay for half the production costs for 10% of the royalties?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, if this was actual Shark Tank, you guys would be.
I don't understand how this works.
This sort of deviates from the way we do this, but
Definitely.
But if this was actual Shark Tank, you guys would have to be one-upping him.
Oh,
it's okay. We don't have to make offers. I
have a question.
I just love the Shark Tank.
I have a question.
Yeah,
did you call it 0G because of how generic and acceptable that name is for an anime?
Well, I use the word zero because it's always in anime.
Every anime title.
And because 0G would be like you're defying gravity, like you're climbing a rock wall.
Right.
So you are telling Sir Isaac Newton, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do something that humans aren't supposed to do. I'm going to defy gravity and climb this wall.
See, so one thing I'm noticing right off the bat from this show, and that could be beneficial on a production side, is that climbing itself is pretty repetitive. It's one hand in front of the other. You're going up a wall. There's rocks. It all kind of looks the same. So you can just loop that animation for 15 minutes and then just periodically, have her say something or do
Are you
flashback.
implying negative aspects about from the mere synopsis?
No, not
you just
at all.
did.
I mean, I'm just.
Wait, what do you think this is? Dragon Ball?
What I'm saying, or Yomushi Pedal? What I'm saying is that you can
or Haikyuu
is that you can save a lot of money by looping the same animation over and over and over again, and not actually telling an interesting story.
What I will say is that there are going to be lots of.
Just like Yomushi Battle.
There's lots of opportunity for excitement here. There's opportunities where they have to make a jump or maybe, and your hand slips and you maybe fall to your death, or
Are people gonna die in this?
Well, I mean,
is it what is the age range for the audience that you're aiming for?
I would say PG-13 and below.
All right.
I mean, it's rock wall climbing, right? So it is inarguably the most dangerous sport in the world. Hundreds of people have died. If you watch documentaries about rock wall climbing, they make it very clear about that. There are rock walls that people will climb where they know that they have about a 50% chance of being killed.
Captain Avatar in the chat brings up an important point. Is this going to have moe girls? Because I feel like it has to. Otherwise, you're not going
to. I agree. Will this have more girls? Yes.
I don't really think it's appropriate to have moe girls doing activities like this.
I don't know if this is going to work then.
Well, plenty of anime have been successful without the girls being moe.
See, today's market, I feel like, demands cute moe girls.
Well, I do assume that if you reject me for not having moe girls, that every single other proposal that either any of you come up with will have moe girls.
100%, yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking. Because one of yours is called Otosan. So is Otosan going to be a moe girl?
Don't give it away.
Okay, well,
I'm going to surprise everybody with that one. I'm going to surprise everyone with that.
I will say that as the Pope of the Church of Mitsugi, if if there were Moe girls, there may be Moe girls in the competitive field.
Yeah. No.
That will be there merely to fall to their deaths,
Right.
so we can watch them die.
I feel like the only issue with having moe girls in a rock climbing anime, and this is a good point that
Yes.
you mentioned, is that their tiny moe arms might not be able to reach
Yeah.
the next handle.
They don't have a lot of upper body strength, so
Yeah.
it would kind of be like
That's a good
just
point.
just you're basically sending them to their death, which is perfect. So yes, it will have Moe girls, but the main characters are not Moe.
Okay.
Because I would like to see the Moe girls die.
Alright, I'm still in. This is interesting
Are the
to
main
me.
characters going to have?
I want you guys to know that we can't spend this long on every one, or you're not getting your impressions done.
I'm sorry. Are they gonna have disproportionately large breasts? If they're not gonna be moe?
They won't have the disproportionately large
I don't understand
breasts.
how this is gonna make any money then.
Well, they can have large breasts when they're not climbing, but they will have to bind them for climbing because you have to be very compact.
What is the female to male ratio in
Jesus,
this show?
good lords in heaven. 50-50.
That's not good enough. I feel like it's got to be like at least 3-to-1 women to men. It's the only way this is gonna make.
We
money.
all
And
know-
they all have to be in love with him.
We all know what the 3-to-1 women to men rule says about an anime. The anime is doomed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like I've asked all the questions I need to ask. I don't know if I personally can back this anime.
Okay.
Mandy and Enzo.
I love the idea of it.
Yeah,
I would back it.
I back
don't,
it.
I
It
don't
could
see it
be-
making a lot of money.
Thank you very much, Sharks.
I think it has potential to be really heartwarming too.
It seems like
Yeah.
only one of us likes to make money, and or it seems like one of us does not like money, and that person's name is Kazuo.
All right. Well, speaking of Kazuo, I'm gonna go up next.
You go ahead while I try to fix the tablet for the 5th time.
I'm gonna read you a synopsis, and then I'm gonna tell you the name of my anime. Okay.
Oh my god.
So,
He's so proud.
so, Shinji Sakamoto is a crazy scientist who invents a shrinking machine that is so powerful it only blows things up. When the kid next door hits a baseball through the window and it lands in the path of the machine's laser, it begins working. Shinji's two
I've
kids.
never heard of it.
Hold on. Shinji's two kids plus the ones next door end up getting shrunk. Shinji accidentally sweeps them up and puts them out with the trash, so they have to travel through the thick grass back into the house while braving giant bugs, sprinklers,
Ants.
and a lawnmower. And my anime is called Otosan, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh man, that's just.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
Where did the and this is-
Inspiration?
where did the inception of this idea come to?
I mean,
from?
so I feel like we see a lot of shows where the characters are transported into an alternate world.
Yep.
Okay.
And I feel like this show can have a lot of those kind of tropes. However, the alternate world is our world, just on such a smaller scale that it still is within the realm of the real world. But I feel like it's gonna awaken a lot of imagination. This is definitely gonna be aimed towards younger kids. And so, to kind of get them outside and playing and being like, wow, this is so crazy that, these kids are small and, they might end up battling some ants or something like that in the grass, or they might end up in a bowl of cereal and then almost.
All right, I have another question for
Sure.
you. How long do you expect this anime to run?
Oh, this is the thing. Is this anime?
It's 3 movies.
I feel like, yeah. You know what? How did you know? That's exactly what I was gonna say. Check it out. Here's what we do.
Is Rick Moranis going to play the voice of Otosan?
Well, I mean, this is a Japanese anime, so I mean, I don't know if he's doing voice acting currently, but I mean, he could definitely be on the list of people we look into. Here's the thing: I do see it as 3 movies or perhaps 3 OVAs. So the first one is going to be the movie that I mentioned. I've already got ideas for the second 2. All right. The second one, I feel like what we do is we flip the script, okay? Instead of shrinking the kids, we blow them up and we make them giant.
Oh my god!
All right?
That's never been happened before.
Wow.
And then the third
Wow.
one, check this out. Another script flip. We shrink the parents.
Oh my god,
Mm.
dude! How did you possibly come up with this?
I mean, it came to me in a dream. I'm be honest with
I
you.
really didn't know that we had such a visionary on the host
Yeah.
team here.
Chibi Otosan is the third one.
Yes. Otosan, I Shrunk Myself is.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
How are you going to avoid getting your ass sued off by Disney?
I don't understand what you mean. What? This is a completely original concept.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. I've actually never heard of anything like this.
I've never heard of this
No.
before. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like this could make a lot of money.
All right. I have only one. I only have one last question before I make my decision.
Okay.
Is it gonna play the? I mean,
if we can get the rights to it, for sure. I don't want to. Look, the last thing I want to do is steal anything without somebody else's permission. So if we can get the rights to that song, I'll be happy to use it. But I don't want to take any ideas or any concepts or any material without permission.
One last question.
Yes.
Will there be a dog in it that pushes down a lever that makes like all this machinery in the house work just for the sake of delivering a dog bone to the dog?
Did you see my script? Did you read my script?
I didn't read it.
That's in there for sure.
Take my money.
This is okay.
That's a good vision.
Take my money.
Yes, I'm glad. So where do we all stand on this? Everybody
Honestly, it's been a really, really long time since I've heard an idea that was this original and honestly captivates my imagination. I see it, you know.
He's captivated.
I see the images clearly in my head as to where you're going with this for some reason. So I'll back it. I back this anime.
Awesome.
Will the characters become small enough to fit in one's anus?
That is going to be
That's the hentai version.
yes, that's the hentai parody, which we also are working on a script for.
Thank
You're
God.
working on your own parody. Gotcha.
You're excited. Feel these nipples.
Well, I'm in. I mean, I don't see how this could possibly go wrong.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay. Well, then looks like you have your money.
Yes. All right.
Now, if we can just make character goods that would be literal like items that look like characters from the show that we can actually make safe enough that they could be inserted into one's anus, that would be perfect. Can we please get on that?
You want to make sex toys?
There's a lot of marketing that can be done on this.
I have a friend at Tenga, and we can do it. We can do a character good time with Tenga to make the first Tenga egg that will indeed insert a character that looks like one of the characters from your show into one's anus. And but it will be It will be self-dissolving, so you don't have to worry about getting trapped.
Great idea.
Perfect. I'm in.
So you can get real in there.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys all agree on that. Mandy, what do you got?
Is mine is up next? Okay. So mine actually came up in a conversation when we were talking about Kakurio. That's where my idea came from.
Okay.
So my first idea is my joke one. It's about a reverse harem with a typical shoujo type trope where the guy's like, hey, to this girl, we are destined to be together and you're going to be my future bride. Except instead of being flustered, the girl ends up being like a massive creep who's obsessed with him. So basically she's the fandom. And so she spends her time just push it all up on him, and the entire show is him trying to get away from her. He's like, no, I made a huge mistake.
So she's yandere.
Yes.
So it's Swim Fan.
Swim Fan?
It's a movie about high schoolers and the girl the fan of the boy who's on the swim team is like she's like crazy and psychotic and obsessed with him.
Oh no! Is it this? I've never seen this movie.
Well, that's good. It's this terrible movie.
And in the end is he ends up with that girl who always had a crush on him. And
so tell me about. Oh, sorry. Are you done? Before I even ask a question.
Yeah, I'm basically done. I was gonna say I think it'd be hilarious for girls who are tired of typical shoujos, and maybe teach them to lean back from their obsessions a little.
Yeah, like I'm also tired of like typical shoujo as someone who really enjoys shoujo. My question is what do you have as the reason that he has to keep her like being around her?
Good question. I don't know. We could look at all shoujo. Maybe he's a spirit creature.
Yeah, because I feel like if there's like some dumb supernatural reason as to why he has to be tied to her, then that didn't make sense. Otherwise, like he could just like transfer schools.
That's very true.
All right. Well, oh boy, I'm not so sure about this one. I'm afraid it might get lost in the massive overstuffed pool of other anime that are like this one, like with harem shows and
What other show has a girl who turns into a drooling creep and is like, God, you're so hot, I just need you. And he's like, oh, I made a huge mistake, and runs away.
A girl who's a drooling creep.
Yeah.
Mysterious Girlfriend X has a creepy drooling girl in it. Literally drooling.
She's not obsessive though. I know what Maddie's trying to go for. How is this gonna make money?
Well, I mean, out of the searches, I haven't seen one like this before, where it's like a parody of the fans.
Yeah, you know, I do like the concept.
How do you feel, Kazuo?
This is a hard one.
It's, I don't know. I mean, it seems like an interesting enough concept, but it's, I don't know if it's that.
It's not original enough for you. I got it.
I didn't want to say that, but that is true. You are.
Wow.
That is correct. I feel like, you know, you really got to, you know, step outside of the box like I did, really, and come with a new, fresh concept that's never been done before.
Yes.
Never been done before. Gotcha.
And I feel like this.
What if they were all shrunk down to really tiny people?
Okay, now we're on to something. Okay. Good thinking. Are they also Moe girls?
Yes, all of them, even the guys.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So, yeah, they were all small. That would make it different.
You're right.
You're right about that.
For sure. Definitely.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But that's not the case, though, unfortunately. Yeah. Are you willing to change your entire story and concept just to meet the demands of the sharks?
I don't know. What is Enzo offering me? Because he liked it.
Okay, here's what
His virginity.
I will offer, just because I like shoujo. I'll offer this. I will cover your organizational expenses for your studio, and I need
You
20%.
can voice the main
I need
guy.
20. Okay, I'm in. I'm
Awesome.
down.
We're
Sign
down.
me up. Yep.
All right. Very
I'm
interesting.
happy we can do business together.
I think I'm out.
Yeah, I agree.
I already got him.
You need two of us.
I'm my
True.
backer.
You need two of
I
us.
may regret this decision, but not right now.
Just like the main character that you're going to be
Just-
voicing. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Are
right.
you
All
in,
right.
Kazuo?
Nah, I'm afraid not.
All right. If you're out
No,
and I'm
listen.
out, then it's a no dice.
Okay. Am
Really,
I
I'm
in?
out just because I want to play one of these rejection drops.
I know. I was
All right, so here we go.
I want to read a poem, and I've written it for you.
This is
that
such a
doesn't
special
happen very often.
Okay.
In cash, I know because I like to watch it flow. When I ask valuation, I want no hesitation. Are you worth $10 million? Hell no.
that was a terrible poem.
It's not supposed to be good.
God, what? People watch this show?
Yes, they do.
All right.
They've been watching it for a long, long time.
Wow. All right. Well, Enzo, what do you got?
Okay, so
I'm out.
I have.
You already said that.
I'm gonna
I
go
meant
with
on
my
Enzo.
Oh.
Fuck off.
boy.
Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a setting of this world. It's something I've been writing. I wrote this a long time ago, but I've been thinking about it again. So the year is 2301, and this story takes place in a futuristic New York. Not a lot has changed except from a couple technological breakthroughs. You know, androids, cybernetic transplants, holograms, self-driving vehicles, and other things like that. Right. However, the biggest shift in society in this world is not necessarily technological, but it's philosophical. And the reason for that is that a couple years earlier in 2289, climate change took a turn for the complete worst. Pretty much all of South America became uninhabitable due to the weather conditions that happened. So I'm talking tsunamis, extreme drought, all this stuff. South America uninhabitable. The people, the science community rallied together from all over the world and created a new organization called Humanity 2. And this organization became the governing body that helped, stop the immediate climate threat, putting their technology together, and also started developing the cities that still stand in North America and around the world. to now try and live in this ever-changing climate of this earth. So the survivors of South America all flee north to Canada and North America, and whoever...
That's already happening at the moment. Sorry, I had to.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it is.
Oh my god. Oh.
I mean,
I'll say that because I'm intimately sort of involved in that in some way right at the moment. So,
as am I. But
I'm not talking
yes.
about the country that you're from.
But where was I?
I'm sorry. People are fleeing from South America north.
Yeah. So the survivors of what hit South America ended up in North America, in Canada, and however far north, because north seems to be where climate is not as crazy. And these survivors, if say you were a kid, any orphans from this attack, from the weather, were giving a new name if they couldn't remember like what I'm talking like really young kids that don't know what their last names are. They were giving the last name Sola. So anyone first name, last name Sola, you can tell that they were survivors of 2289. Okay, that's the backdrop of this story. Enter Vincent Sola, the main character. He is the top assassin in the mafia in this current New York. This mafia deals in drugs that suppress emotion and anxiety, because in this world, the end of the earth is pretty much calculated by humanity too. They know that the earth will end soon.
So he's pushing Xanax.
He's pretty much pushing.
Right.
They're pushing like a type of Xanax that's like kind of euphoric at the same time. Because you know how Xanax kind of just calms you down.
Yeah.
This one gives you, it like calms you down and also makes you feel kind of happy, like a false happy. So they're pushing
Molly.
that.
Molly, yeah.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
It's Molly cut with Xanax. Got it. You're
it's Molly cut with Xanax.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Anytime Xanax is involved.
A safe version of that. And the story will be about him, how he ends up meeting this girl named Mika, how their romance blossoms, how their friends all come together. There's a lot of plot twists. It's a lot of crazy shit, and the ending is guaranteed to make you cry.
Wow.
I promise.
So is this a series? Is this a movie? Is this an OVA? What are we talking about here?
This will be a 24 episode series because I want these relationships, in order for everything to matter, things have to grow and breathe for this one. So in terms of tone, picture Outlaw Star meets Cowboy Bebop right in the middle. Like that's the kind of tone. There's no more girls in this. It's a very mature show.
I don't feel like you described Cowboy Bebop crossed with Outlaw Star.
I'm just talking tone though. Tone.
But I mean, like Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star almost take place exclusively in like the darkness of space.
Yeah, but he's not talking about the location. He's talking about just.
I'm not talking
vibe
about
of the show.
the vibe of the show. Tone.
Tone, like, do you know what tone is?
Yeah, but you can't take you can't separate the tone of Bebop. You can't define Bebop or Outlaw Star's tone without also acknowledging that it takes place in outer space.
Yeah, you can.
The tone is that it's like a kind of a well, Cowboy Bebop is like, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
jazzy, smooth, adult, melancholy type show. That's the tone.
Yeah.
All right.
None of that has to do with space. Is a good parallel to those vibes. So that's why it works really well. And in this sci-fi future New York, those tones are going to be parallel with how I set up this world too. So I'm open for any questions you guys have.
So okay, a couple of things concern me about the show.
Yeah.
One is that it's going to be adults.
Yes.
And mature.
Yes.
And the other is that it's taking place in America.
And it's sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sci-fi. That's another thing as well. So all three of those things tend not to make a lot of money.
Okay.
So
is it gonna have terrible English in it?
No. It's not gonna have terrible English in it.
So particularly when it comes to anime, those tend not to make a lot of money. Of course, in like the Western world, there are plenty of movies and comics and things like that that are similar. But as far as like as an anime, with the Japanese audience being the primary point of focus on the show, how do we get them involved in this? How do we get their interest in this show when it hasn't been done on a very large level in the past?
Okay, here's my secret weapon here.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
The main female lead, Japanese girl.
Oh,
hot.
All right. Well, can we get
That's
Scarlett
it.
Johansson to play her?
Yeah, that's exactly what's playing her.
Perfect. Okay. I figure if we want to go Japanese, we got to get ScarJo. All right.
No, actually, I think you bring up a good point, and I know I'm looking at the stuff a little bit right now, but that is a concern in terms of money, in terms of gaining money. But my argument is this: that even though the anime industry in the West is obviously not even a huge, like a substantial fraction of the industry in Japan, I think that with the way the world is moving, the way the anime is trending in America now, if we make this anime with not just the Japanese audience as our demographic, it could be the next breakthrough.
So we're thinking
that
like
wraps an American audience.
Maybe like a Netflix anime.
I wouldn't mind it if it was on Netflix. Yeah, I think Netflix would be a good home for it.
Interesting. I could see that doing well. I could see, especially if you primarily aim it towards an American audience on Netflix.
I got some big problems.
Okay, what's up?
I like the story idea.
Okay.
It's an anime I would watch.
For sure.
Problem is, it's not an anime other people will watch. And if you're
know.
making it with the West in mind, then you're forsaking the Japanese audience. And if you put it on Netflix,
I'm not really concerned with like making it for a certain people. It's just not made just for the Japanese audience.
Yeah, but you have to make it for the Japanese audience.
I don't think I have to do that.
Well, you have to if you want my money. Because 90%,
Continue, my lord.
95% of the global audience for anime is in Japan, so you have to cater to that. And if you're gonna put it on Netflix, they're gonna take all the profits. So I don't want a piece of that. I'm not gonna throw my money at it, put it on Netflix, and have them suck up 50% of the money from it. So I don't like the Netflix idea. I like the story concept, but maybe if we set it in Tokyo.
Right. That's another thing I was going to think of. What are your thoughts about making it, in Tokyo or something like that, where people are, for whatever reason, Tokyo is unaffected, and so everybody kind of travels there.
I guess, okay, so the story really wouldn't change all that much. Setting it in Tokyo is a compromise I would be able to make. I guess I didn't want to sacrifice the diversity of the cast that I have in mind, because I have people of all cultures and races as characters.
Right.
I think I'm out.
But there's no reason that Humanity 2 couldn't have transported everyone from South America to Tokyo.
I mean,
for example,
I don't want to be the dick, but like, if this were like, I mean, you say that, but I am, right? But like,
guys, I don't want to be the thing that I
don't
am
want
all
to
the
have to
time.
always be the dick, but like, Japan is insanely xenophobic and don't give a rat shit about other cultures. For the most part, Japan's 98.5% native Japanese, and they don't care about South America and all this stuff. They don't know about it, and they don't care about it. And so, like, they're just not going to identify with an anime full of, like, people from, like, Africa and Europe, and it's just not going to work. It's not what they want.
Yeah, that is a good point.
There's a reason why anime aren't full of foreigners.
Yeah, but then how do you explain, like, how, like, they all love, like, the Avengers movie stuff?
Because it's Disney.
Okay, sure, dude.
No, that's actually the reason. They're obsessed with Disney.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, I feel like that gives me hope that it's not designed to be, like, no Japanese characters in this, especially if we move to Tokyo. Then Japanese culture is going to have to be prevalent in a way because it's set over there.
I also think that there are different types of people that are, like, hiding in their basements watching anime than are going to, like, movies and watching the Avengers.
Well, another concern is it's all about ROI. It's all about return on your investment. And I'm trying to think, how are you going to make money off of this?
I think a property like this will make money in the classic way, where it would be the selling of like cool like action figures. So the main character, Vincent Sola, I imagine him having this cool like hover bike that is like has AI and everything. in my story, the cover bike is called Ryder, Ryder. So I feel like, you know, like action figures of Ryder, of Vincent on Ryder, you know, figures of Mika, the Japanese female lead, that she also has a hover bike, just stuff like that. And so I think it would be action figures that would be the main revenue source aside from the actual anime and DVD sales.
Okay.
I think I'm out.
Mandy, did you have anything to say about this? You've been very quiet.
Oh yeah,
I'm not just been listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. I know that you've been working very hard on this, and I trust you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, not really. I wrote all this like 2 years ago. I just thought of it today.
Oh, I thought this was the story you've been working on.
Yeah. Well, 2 years ago. I revisit it sometimes. It's not really that much of a big deal.
I think it's a very creative idea, though. I was trying to think of other anime that have done really well that weren't outside of outside of Japan. I was trying to think of ones, but
I know it's hard. I can't disagree with that point.
The
That's
only
why
one I could think
compromise
of was,
it.
Tales from Earthsea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I really like the idea, though.
You can say you're out. Okay.
Okay, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
but I love it.
All right, we got to move on.
Yeah.
We're gonna basically not do impressions at all.
Yeah. I mean, do we all have to do another one of these, or can we just move on?
I want to blaze through some of the ones that were given by the people on the Discord.
Okay, well, let's do that.
All right. Let me play another possibly funny drop.
Okay.
I can't watch you kill money that way. Children are going to watch this.
You know, Kevin,
They're going to watch you kill money.
That's the beauty of the show.
You're murdering money in front of children.
All right, that one was pretty
All
funny.
right, so here's some ideas from the Discord. Raiko-sen has one called Dungeoneering 101. Fantasy story, 13 episodes. This anime shows a fresh out if magic school and... I'm going to read it just how it's written. The anime shows a fresh out if magic school student creating his first dungeon. Building the dungeon, the ecosystem, and the loot table for adventurers, explaining everything as they go. Along with a party of friends from every mythical race, they go into the dungeon as he builds it, playtesting it as it goes. Bonus merchandising. Books, all on the monsters and some other not in the show giving their entomology. Figures, if all the party members, including female elf, male, dragonborn, main character, human races, and main love interest, female...
Tiefling.
Good lord.
It's a tiefling.
I don't know what the hell
It's
that...
a character.
It's a race in D&D.
Yeah.
Well, it's underlined,
Actually,
so it's not
his idea, I didn't even see his, but it's not too dissimilar from mine, so I like that.
Well, actually, Google Documents does recognize the word tiefling, but it's spelled T-I-E.
Well.
So, whatever.
All right.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to talk about
Yeah, we got to...
Oh.
Just in or out.
I'm in. I love it. I actually had a very similar topic, or idea. Sorry, go ahead, Mandy.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in too.
I'm out.
All right.
All right, next up, DD Dreamer. It's the year 21XX. Earth has been overrun by giant trees that subsist on the heat from the Earth's core, which is only cooling as a result. As our last hope, the humans send out a squadron of elite Moe lumberjack girls in giant plaid-colored mechas to fell the trees and save the planet from cooling down.
I am in.
I love it.
100% in.
I'm in. I want to see that realized.
All my money.
I'm in. All right. Yotari Vegeta. My submission for Anime Shark Tank is Train Hero. Wait, didn't we have a show called Train Hero? I swear we did. A young lady, Junie, just graduated from high school, is wondering what she'll do with her life. One day, while waiting for the train, she witnesses a homeless man battling a demon. The old woman is nearly defeated, but Junie saves her. Junie is introduced to the underground struggle between wicked demons and those who protect the sacred stops. Can Junie become the train hero we all need? 13 episodes, Netflix original, ready for binging. I'm out.
I don't know about this one.
I was confused by that.
Need more. Yeah, confused. Need more information.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Me too.
I'm out. Too.
All right, here comes your fail drop.
I've looked at the valuation and I say, are you guys out of your friggin' minds?
Okay.
Oh my god, this one's long as shit. Someone else want to read this?
Greek Elite says, so I'm thinking of a flip on both the dungeon diving and dungeon master anime types. where a kid has always wanted to be a dungeon diver and find treasures to fuel the easy life he wishes to live. He has the ability to talk to any creature, but otherwise isn't very powerful. After getting screwed over by his first team, he ends up on the bottom floor of a dungeon after surviving a great fall, and he ends up right in front of the dungeon core room.
Is this Dot Hack?
I don't know.
It literally happens in Dot Hack.
He walks into the room and ends up meeting with a dungeon master who actually is really glad he can talk to someone, and they talk about the struggles of surviving without being very talented. So the kid has an idea. Instead of risking his life diving into dungeons trying to kill the dungeon master for his treasure, why doesn't he just earn it off of the dungeon masters by providing them with ways to survive? And thus the Dungeon Masters Guild was founded.
I'm out. It sounds boring.
Yeah, it would have to. Yeah, that idea, the way it's written, doesn't sound very exciting.
Yeah, I would agree. It's, you know, I see what he's doing. He's trying to flip it on its head, and instead of having the character exploring the dungeons and fighting monsters, he's assisting other people to do so. But I just don't know how long that can hold your attention.
Mandy, what do you think?
This reminds me of a manga called Dungeon Meshi a tiny bit. I see where he's going with it, but if he could expand on that, I probably would be right now. I'm not in.
All right, here comes your drop. Here comes your drop.
I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, if I can get 1% of the billion, zero from zero is still zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Code Monkey. He wants to read the last one.
All right. Yeah.
Mandy or Enzo?
I can do it.
Right.
Code Monkey, an anime that takes place inside of a hospital, and it stars a guy who doesn't want a relationship or kids, but all his colleagues think that's weird and try to hook him up with different single women in the hospital, but they are all bad choices until two new girls start. God, there's no punctuation in this.
Literally none.
Oh, okay. So one who wants to have kids and start a family, and another one that shares his ideas, so his colleagues force them into a harem style, with neither one of them.
I'm out.
Wanted to do it. I'm out.
If you can't punctuate your synopsis, I can't trust you to make an anime.
Not even a period at the end of the entire thing. Nothing.
I'm
no
out.
Punctuation.
Are we all out?
That was really challenging to read. I'm out just because I don't like the idea of being forced into a polyamorous relationship.
I'm out with extreme prejudice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Here comes your drop.
Yeah.
Here's how I think of my money. Soldiers. I send them out to war every day. I want them to take prisoners and come home. So there's more of them. Your army, every soldier dies that you send out every day.
Wow.
Savagery. All right. We have time for. Let's just read through the other ones you guys had, and then we'll just pass fail right off the bat.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay.
I have no more.
Oh, you don't? Oh, my only other one was a D&D anime, which pretty much was exactly what
So it's Lodos War.
what Raiko-sen mentioned. Lodos War.
I'm in.
No, it was people playing D&D.
Oh,
Yeah, which is pretty much what Raiko-sen said. So yeah, that.
I'm out.
I mean, it would have to be better than Critical Role, which it won't be.
I know.
though.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when I was like, oh, can we get a Critical Role anime?
My other one was a historical retelling of Boudica, the queen of the British Celtic Iceni tribe, who led a rebellion against the occupying forces of the Roman
Jesus,
Empire.
Mandy.
Yeah, I'm in as hell. if
Mandy,
that's
I'm going to
done
need
right.
you to dumb it down a lot for this show.
I'm in on that one. I like that idea.
What?
Yeah, it's
Why
gonna
not?
be
How are you in on that?
bloody.
Because I'm out of fail drops.
Oh.
No, I actually like that. It's good. I like mythology.
So for my one my other idea was have an anime about the story of how whiskey was made in Japan or adapted to be Japanese whiskey. I went to a lecture last week about a guy that went and learned all about it, and it was one of the most interesting things I've ever heard in my life. So I figured it could be an anime too.
That sounds cool. I'd be down for that.
That's gonna be short, right? Like 10 episodes.
13 eps. Yeah,
Right.
13 at most. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, take us to the news break, Cosmo.
All right, guys, so we're going to take another news break. When we return, we'll be going over our impressions for the spring of anime 2018. The intro trivia question that we have is another... Well, actually, this one's not a name that anime. It's just a question that says, what is the name of the baseball team that Goro and Daigo play in Little League? This is, of course, from the anime Major. So what is the name of the baseball team that they played on in Little League? We'll answer that right after the break.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Mitsuki is back, and it's time for your dose of anime news. Leading us off, we have some Japanese box office news. The 22nd film from the Detective Conan series titled Meitantes Conan Zero no Shikonin, otherwise known as Detective Conan Zero's Executioner, opened on 384 screens on Friday and made a total of $12.1 million at the box office on Saturday and Sunday, making it the #1 film in Japan presently. It's amazing that there are even 22 films of Detective Conan. Next on the list was Eiga Crayon Shinchan Bakumori Kung Fu Boys Ramen Taidan, otherwise titled Crayon Shinchan the Movie Bakumori Kung Fu Boys Ramen Rebellion, which sounds quite fun, is the 26th Crayon Shinchan film, opening on 355 screens, making a total of about $3.42 million, making it #2 in the Japanese box office. Japan still dominated by anime films in their box office, which is pretty awesome. Next up, Capcom has filed a trademark for Onimusha in several territories outside Japan, and which includes Mexico, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, and other countries. Capcom last released an Onimusha game, Onimusha Soul, which was a port of the 2012 game in 2014 on the PlayStation 3. So it's been a while since we've had an Onimusha game, but those of us that remember it from the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 days most likely remember it fondly, and we'll hopefully see another Onimusha game on current consoles. Next up, Kuroko no Basuke's game Cross Colors is ending its service on June 14th. This via the official Twitter account for the game. The game will end its service, and it will stop selling its in-game currency known as Kudo coins as of May 15th. They launched the game in July of 2016, and the adventure game features an original story that is based on the Kuroko no Basuke manga, and it's of course a free-to-play game, but it has in-game purchases, as most games do. So if you're a fan of Kuroko no Basuke, well, you got a little more time to play this one, but it will be ending pretty soon. Lastly, Shonen Jump is going to publish Toriko author Shimabukuro's new one-shot manga. Weekly Shonen Jump magazine announced that it is going to be publishing a series of one-shots this year by well-known manga creators as part of the magazine's 50th anniversary celebration. This includes a new one-shot by Toriko's Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro, which will come out in the next issue of the magazine on April 23rd. They're going to launch a one-shot title called Build King, which is a really interesting-looking character that looks like he has a giant hammer. Kind of reminds me of Dragon Quest Builders a little bit. If you're a big fan of Toriko or Shonen Jump and you want to read this one-shot manga, it will be coming out on April 23rd, so you can check it out right there. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. Yep, again, time to get back to the podcast.
Chiaki on Tokyo nightclubs.
So then I'm in this club, and here's the way it works with like the foreign guys in the clubs. They're like, I'm just kind of moving my shoulders, walking over to you. There's my penis.
Shh, it's okay. It's just my penis.
So I decided I'm gonna dance with a Japanese guy because I'm like, I'm in Japan. I'm in a club in Tokyo. I'm gonna dance with a Japanese guy. And Japanese guys are the best people to dance with at clubs because they keep all the creepers away from you because you're dancing with someone. But like, one of the big thresholds we got to when we were dancing together was he held my hand.
Guys, when dancing with Chiaki, you might want to keep it in your pants. Back to the show.
And we are back to the 418th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. So, got the music blasting.
It's not that loud, actually.
Oh, it was loud in my ears.
Bump it.
Gotta turn down my headphones.
There's a difference between the volume you hear and the volume that the computer hears.
Oh,
And
interesting.
your volume is down there on the little board.
I know that.
Well, just change the board.
That's way over there.
It's your arm is like it's within,
Too much
it's 18 inches from you.
I gotta
Oh,
extend
you're
my
a
arm.
T-Rex. He's like a T-Rex. Tiny arm.
I gotta extend my arm. I gotta make a turning motion with my hand. That's a lot of effort.
God.
A turning motion.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So before we went on our news break, we asked an in-show weekly trivia question, and that was, what is the name of the baseball team that Goro and Daigo play on in the anime major? when they're in Little League.
Mifune Dolphins.
The Mifune Dolphins.
That's right.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Dropped his drawers for Ben
Yeah.
Wheezy.
Oh, snap.
Huh? All right.
What are we doing now?
So, well, we're going to do some impressions, but before we do that, it's time for our 5-star review.
Oh, we have a 5-star review?
We sure do.
Oh, should I play the drop for that?
You probably should.
It's time for iTunes review.
All right, of course, you can always head over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, and if you write us a little message on there, we'll read it on the show.
I want you guys to know that you were kicking some ass this week.
Yeah.
And we are only about 5 reviews from having more reviews than we do episodes.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
We are
The
so
dream.
we are so far beyond any of the other anime podcasts on reviews that it is like it's emasculating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry about it.
I mean, we should
Keep
probably
keep it coming, people.
Don't cry.
we should probably start focusing on other podcasts, not just anime podcasts, to overcome.
Yeah,
What if we can become the most reviewed podcast in the world?
that's
Ever?
probably This American Life.
What if we can defeat them?
Easily.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
we'll never
Yeah.
have as many listeners, but what if we can have more reviews?
Well, we could
Let's do it.
we'll just hack them and take all the reviews.
Come on, people.
Let's do that.
Listeners, rally behind the cause. The most reviewed podcast ever, 2018.
If you want to hack This American Life and give us all the reviews, just hit me up on Discord.
Do you have iTunes on your laptop, Mitz?
I do.
I want you to tell me how many reviews This American Life has. While you do
I already
that,
know that it's like 21,000.
Oh, Jesus,
Oh
21,000?
my god.
Holy moly.
I'll look it up while you read the review.
All right, sure. So I will go ahead and so we got a 5-star review here from Simple Gen 03. Actually, Mandy.
Oh, I was wrong. 34,995.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, Mandy, do you want to go ahead and read our review while I cry?
Simple Gen 03 says, a lot of fun, but now I have a problem. I am totally loving this show. The hosts are great. The content is excellent, and that is where my problem lies. You guys mention a show, and I have to look it up and watch it. All I do besides work is watch anime. Same. And at work on break, I'm watching animes. So thank you for making my anime addiction worse.
Success, people.
We did it,
Same.
guys.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job, team.
Ruining people's lives one at a time.
We're going to keep making that
No,
anime
don't
addiction
say it
worse.
like that.
I'm dragging them all down with us. All right, so now that we've gotten through that 5-star review, it's time for us to do a couple of...
Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
Impression time, believe it.
Impression time, believe it. It is impression time. All right, so we're going to be getting into our impressions for the spring 2018 season. And we've got a few we're going to go through. We've got My Hero Academia, Season 3. We've got Major, second. Not to be confused with the second season of Major.
Yeah. This would be like the 7th season, I think.
Something like that.
I think Major had 6 seasons, or maybe it had 7. I don't remember.
We've got a new anime, Megalobox.
Yep.
We've also got a new anime called Comic Girls.
Yep.
And one called Kakurio no Yadomeshi.
I thought you were going to stop after cock. I was like, what?
Another one called Kak Urio.
Cock Udio.
Which is something about food eating in a world with demons.
Hey, baby, check out my cock. Udio!
Oh my
that's
god.
nice.
Oh,
Edit that out.
well, and there's that.
And there's that.
That's how Kazuo responds to things he doesn't know how to respond to. He's like, well then.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. Well then, okay.
Okay, sure. That's just how I respond to you whenever you say something absurd.
I will say that while This American Life might have 60, it has 70 times as many reviews as we do.
Jesus.
They do
Why'd you
not
put
have
it that
5
way?
stars.
Ooh.
They are below 5 stars. So suck it.
Well. We are higher rated.
We are. We have a
You're
higher
the
rating.
best rated podcast of all time.
That's right.
Well, technically we are.
Because we bribe our listeners to give us 5 stars.
We don't bribe them with shit. A lot of podcasts read iTunes reviews.
I bribed them with my amazing voice.
We're just
my
awesome.
amazing personality.
I mean, Enzo's
Right?
naked. Mandy's eating
Yeah.
chili. Kazuo has
I'm
no
eating
facial
chili?
hair. And me? Well, I shouldn't even be here.
He's not even supposed to be here today.
I'm supposed to be in Venezuela, getting abducted by chavistas.
Oh my
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
No me mates, agarre mi dinero.
Oh my god.
It's like one of the only Spanish things you know how to say. It's amazing. Well,
Yo quiero besos.
I mean,
Yeah, you want some kisses?
I do. See.
Mwah. There you go.
Mm.
There you go.
Oh, come
All right,
on,
impression time.
So
Kazuo.
yeah, My Hero Academia, right?
so yeah, so here's how we'll do this, guys. We're basically gonna go round robin. So I'll do one of my shows, and then Enzo does one of his, and Mandy does one of hers, and then we'll do that.
I want to ask you a question real quick.
Yes.
Since you're doing My Hero Academia.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, never mind. I'll ask you after.
What? Okay.
I should ask you after.
All right.
Go ahead. By the way, we are way long. 5 minutes, please. 5 minute
Says
limit.
the guy who was just like going off on tangents about Venezuela. All right. That's fine.
That's for comedy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's for the content? Okay.
All
For
I've
the
ever
people?
done in my life has been for comedy.
5 minutes. Go.
All right. So My Hero Academia, Season 3. You already know what the show is. Like, I don't even have to really describe it to
You
you.
don't even
It's
need 5 minutes.
It's a continuation of My Hero Academia. It's the third season. It is the same, but different. It's just, more of the same. The characters are now kind of going through a training arc where they go off to, like, the woods, and they're trying to develop their quirks. Same high quality action and animation and music. I will tell you, opening theme song totally does not fit the animation. Does anybody else notice that?
I haven't watched it.
The same way. I kind of felt the same way.
It looks like they did the animation for the opening theme song and then just found a song and they just like dropped it on there. And it was like, this doesn't even match the like what's going on. It's just whatever. But anyways, that's just a little annoyance. Also, I will mention that the first couple episodes are largely just to
say the word.
What's
say
that?
Trash. Just say it.
Whoa. I wasn't going to say trash. I was going to say it's mostly just to kind of like reintroduce you to the characters.
All right, so let me ask my question at that point.
Yes.
We have just now established that most of what you watched in your first 3 episodes is trash.
I didn't say it was trash.
Enzo did.
Well,
and you kind of agreed. And I've heard you say that in private. Now,
first off.
Now I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Are we about to give My Hero Academia a pity pass?
Hold on.
Because at this point, this show, like the audio doesn't match the video, and the first 2 episodes are trash. But
hold on,
pass it because it's My Hero Academia.
The audio not matching the video.
I'm right though.
No, you're not. The audio not matching the video is just the opening theme song, which largely
don't you think
doesn't
they oughta
matter at all.
Yeah, but don't you think they ought to do a thing that every other show manages to do correctly?
Well, that's just a matter of like my taste when it comes to songs. Really, is that I don't think the song fits.
Oh, it's not that the
No, it's not like the mouth flaps are off or anything. It's just the song for me doesn't fit the opening theme video. And the first 2 episodes are, as I mentioned, kind of just reintroducing you to the characters because I guess it's been a while since the second season. So it does start off very slow. I'm not going to lie about that. However, the 3rd episode is where shit gets real. And it introduces a lot of the villains that you're going to be seeing throughout the season. And they're pretty badass. And for those that are familiar with the manga, this is the part in the manga where shit gets real.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's all I've been hearing.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, the first couple episodes are kind of like, whatever. But then at the 3rd episode, especially towards the end of the 3rd episode, it's like, oh crap, here we go. And we're getting right back into it. Even on the end of the 2nd season of My Hero Academia, it kind of like took a turn. Like the whole 2nd season was kind of dark with, Hero Killer Stain and all that. But then the very end, it's like, oh no, they can really die. And then this is kind of getting back into that same kind of vibe.
This show won't kill anybody. It's a shonen fighting anime. It will kill no one. The only shonen fighting anime where I've ever seen anybody really die was Hunter x Hunter. And even then it was minor characters. They ain't killing anybody.
Yeah, maybe.
I promise no one will die.
I can definitely see at least one character dying.
If a major character, like if the stupid green-haired kid dies, I will quit this podcast.
Stupid green.
And I will donate all of the money left over for research into feline AIDS or something for my cat.
Whoa.
Because they will not kill anybody. They won't.
Don't donate my money too.
They won't kill anybody.
Donate your share.
Your money. Your money.
Listen, they could have killed Sasuke 1,000 damn times. They never killed him.
All right.
They ain't killing him. They aren't killing anybody in this show.
That's because he's hot.
Well, there's that.
They won't kill anybody.
So My Hero Academia, although I do agree the first 2 episodes were kind of weak, it's getting really interesting, and I for sure want to see the rest of this season. So I will be passing it.
わー、いいと思います。
I will say that I am prepared to fail Full Metal Panic off of the first episode being particularly slow.
Well, you got to give it the full 3, man.
Well, I am.
All right.
But I'm willing to fail Full Metal Panic off of what I saw in the first 3 episodes, not off of the promise of what I assume will happen from the manga.
No.
Well, that's what you said.
No, that's
You're like,
not
oh, according to the manga, shit's gonna get real now.
No, it
like, well, that's
started
great. Well,
in the 3rd episode. That's why you got to give it the full 3 episodes.
Well, it's like, so if you're gonna do an impression of an anime off,
here we go.
Well, it's. I'm just stating like what you said. Like you're like, oh,
no, you're not.
Yeah, you. All right,
the
you said
3rd episode, it gets really good.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, okay.
Yeah, but the first 2 episodes
5
sucked.
minutes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're at about 5 minutes now, so go ahead.
That's what I'm telling you. You gotta get Full Metal Panic
Whatever.
all 3 episodes. Not every anime has a great first episode.
Yeah, watch me pass Yomushi Pedal season 14.
Of course. I don't doubt it.
I'm gonna remember this moment. I'm gonna pass that just to spite you.
All right. Well, I won't watch it.
You watched every other season of
I know, God
Yomushi
damn it.
Pedal,
Why do
and
I
guess
keep-
what? They're shorter seasons, usually not long as shit.
They're 26 episodes.
All I can think of is they're
The
going.
last 2 episodes of Yomushi Pedal were 26.
All I could think of when you said they went into the forest to have a training arc was, oh look, Naruto.
Or every other shonen.
Or every other damn, not one friggin' bit of originality in this anime. Season number 47. But you know, whatever.
All right.
But it's the best anime ever.
Well, that's not true. That's Gintama.
No, actually, it's Steins Gate. If you look at Steins Gate 0 has a 9.6.
And remember, guys,
It's
we
9
have only 5 minutes. To
point-
go for each
We're
show.
not talking about
So we'd better
Steins
hurry up.
We're not talking about Steins Gate this episode, but I'm gonna say it's killing it.
All right, go
The
ahead.
first episodes
Next.
are so good. Okay, anyway, next.
Yeah.
All right, who's up next?
Is Major also you?
That is me.
Kazuo?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll go next.
Oh.
I'll do Comic Girls next.
Okay.
So Comic Girls, I originally picked it because the synopsis is kind of something that I would like, and the synopsis off my anime list again is the daily life of up and coming female mangaka living together in a dorm. And I saw the art, and the art was cute. The girls look cute. So in terms of all of like artwork and background and all that and story, I'm not expecting a lot from the story, so I was fine with everything. Here's the thing: in a season that is this packed, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong for thinking this way. In a season that's this packed, I feel like the shows that we pass have to just be like really good, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like they just have to be really good
Yeah.
because we only have 8 slots, right?
I
So-
absolutely agree with you.
So like,
Interesting.
I'm watching Comic Girls, and I'm loving it, right? I'm loving it. First episode, not that bad. Second episode, kind of bad. Third episode, I was rolling with laughter. I really liked it, actually. But here's the thing: I don't see this taking a spot from a lot of the other shows that we have picked, unfortunately. So, Comic Girls, if you want cute show with cute art with cute girls that can actually make you laugh genuinely, not in a really pervy way or anything, then watch it. But for purposes of this, I'm gonna have to fill Comic.
I'm too old for this shit.
Opie, I think I'm getting too old for this stuff.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. Will you follow me again? I'm getting too old for this shit.
Let me just say, Comic Girls, most generic title ever. Technically, any anime that has girls in it are Comic Girls.
Well, yeah. I
Any.
guess.
Period.
Yeah, I suppose. But that
So-
is not the show title isn't about it actually being an anime. It's about them being comic book writers.
Kazuo?
Right.
Kazuo, are you watching them though cartoons with those Comic Girls in it again?
I
See?
actually did watch all 3 episodes of Comic Girls, and I hated every episode. But I
Oh.
kept
Oh,
watching
no.
it because I hate myself. Same reason I keep watching Yomushi Pedal.
In a season where a show has to be truly good and impressive to bump another show out of passing, we will still pass My Hero Academia simply because of what it is.
You can't
and
say,
not because of
first
how.
off, you can't say a thing about My Hero Academia because you've never seen any of it.
I don't have to. You said the first 2 episodes were kind of
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well then, based on what Enzo just said, you should fail that because it has to be a truly exceptional show to pass.
It is a truly.
But you just passed a show where 66.6% of the first 3 episodes
first off,
sucked.
Your opinion means nothing because you haven't seen a single episode of My Hero
I'm just
Academia.
saying.
Yo,
I'm just
Kazuo's
trying to,
right though.
Can I
Kazuo's
talk
right
about
though.
I'm just trying to make a logical point
Okay.
I
about.
know I'm right
I mean, no one will agree with me because no one.
because you're wrong.
Well, I'll tell
Have
you.
you
right-
ever considered that? That if no one agrees with you on something, maybe you're wrong.
I will tell you one thing. That in a conversation based on opinion, you actually cannot ever be right when you say that because your opinion will never be better than mine in any facet of life.
What is
Period.
happening?
That's true. That's a fair point.
So you can rewind that statement, and then I would say that what I was going to say was that over the last 8 years, I always argue on the side of where there's 65,000 people on the other side, and then there's me.
I love how we're in a rush but you will not.
Well,
let us
Kazuo
go.
or Enzo only took 2 minutes, so.
All right, so take more time, Mandy, so that way we give him less time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pass Full Metal Panic and go. Oh, the first 3 episodes are kind of shitty, but it's Full Metal Panic, so I'll pass it.
That's not why I passed it.
But that's what'll happen.
No, because you didn't
Because
listen to
we
what I
legit said that episode 3 was
Specifically what
I
I
heard you
said.
say the first 2 episodes were
Yes.
and then you passed it.
No, and then the
That's
third.
all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the end of my statement. Done.
You
next
specifically didn't listen to what I said about the 3rd episode.
my
I said the
goodness.
3rd episode was awesome.
I'll tell you something that if I do
even listening.
if I do an impression,
You're not even listening.
and I'm gonna. You said the 3rd episode
No.
was awesome.
Yes, and that is why I'm.
And I'm gonna say, and I would say that when I would do an impression, if 2 out of 3 episodes suck, I
I
usually
would
fail
like
it.
to talk about my anime.
It's like having a conversation
next.
with a wall. Oh,
Can I
God.
talk about my anime
Please
now?
save me.
Next.
Come on, Andy.
So I watched Kakurio no Yadomeshi. It's by Studio Gonzo. There are 3 episodes out on Crunchyroll. It's a story about a college girl named Aoi who inherited her deceased father's abilities, the Ayakashi. She ends up meeting this demon who declares that her grandfather owed him a great debt, who's now deceased. And as compensation, she must marry him because he wants to eat her. Like literally eat her, and Aoi refuses and decides to pay off her debt by working in a restaurant. And so far, it's been very similar to shows like Kami-sama Kiss, Hiro no Kakura. There are mangas very similar, like Blackbird, Demon Prince of Mochi House. However, there are some things that it is doing slightly differently. The protagonist is an adult of college age. She is taking a slightly more Shirayuki Hime kind of approach, where she's instead of agreeing just to marry him, she decides she wants to work off this debt. And I mean, it's not so far. It hasn't been something we haven't seen before, but I've been really enjoying it. I love it. I've watched every episode. I'm like waiting for the next one, and it's a lot of fun. 3rd episode, unfortunately, introduced a trope that I'm not a fan of, which is like the yokai girl who loves the main guy and tends to screw things up for the weak human who he doesn't deserve, or who doesn't deserve him. And I'm not a fan of that. But otherwise, I like the characters. The girl has a lot of spunk in her. I love the Foxboy Genji because he's adorable. And I mean, it is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
But like Enzo said, this season is packed with so many fantastic shows. This isn't a show that we haven't seen sort of before, but it is a lot of fun. If anything I said sounds fun, you should go watch it, because I'm still going to go watch it, but I am unfortunately going to have to fail it just because this season is intense.
Too good. Season's too wild.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really like fantastic shows. This is a lot of fun though, so you should go watch. We're watching it together on the Discord, so if you want to come join us, please do. And that was it.
All right. Well, yeah, I kind of liked it. It had kind of that Inuyasha type vibe, and so.
Oh yeah, Inuyasha too. Sorry, forgot about that.
Yeah. All right. No, you don't have one. I'm sorry. Okay, so I am up next with my second show, which is Major the Second. Now, the reason they call this Major the Second is not because it's the second season. It's not because it's anything like that. It's because the main character in the show is Daigo, who is the son of Goro, who is the main character in Major. So he is what he calls himself like the second or whatever. Like he's the junior or whatever, or his father's son. And it's very similar in a way to like Boruto, where it's about a kid who is trying to come up and live up to his father's legend, which is also not too dissimilar from what the original Major was about, because
it's exactly what it was about.
Yeah, because if you remember, the original Major was about Goro, who his father was a baseball player, although I don't think he played in the major leagues. He played for like Japanese team.
Yeah,
right?
he got killed by a guy who played in the major leagues.
Yes. And so Goro grew up and became this actually made it to the majors, and so his son Daigo wants to kind of live up to that, except for plot twist, he sucks at baseball. Like he's horrible.
Really?
Yeah, he is horrible.
Oh, I didn't start the show. That's awesome.
He is not good at all.
Oh, that's so good.
He has no strength in his pitches. He can't hit to save his life. He trips over his own 2 feet when he tries to run to base. And go ahead.
Hey, buddy, you're a loser.
And because of this, he quits, basically.
Quitter.
Yeah.
Quitting
So
bastard.
so his character for me is difficult to like because he is basically like this spoiled rich kid that wants the glory but isn't willing to put in the work, you know? So he complains about he expects to just go out there and to naturally be hitting it out of the park and to be amazing. And
he's the opposite of his father.
Yes. And when he doesn't, the first time he plays, when he throws a pitch and it sucks and they lose, you know, whatever, it's not even a game. I think he's like in practice or something and he loses or he doesn't do well. He's like, he throws a hissy fit and he quits and he throws his glove that his dad gave him away and he just hangs out in his room and he plays video games all day and he doesn't want anything to do with baseball or any sport or whatever. And so the first couple episodes are you kind of getting to know him. And then in the second episode, you're introduced to another character who moves and joins his school. And his father is the dude that played with Goro in the major leagues.
Toshi.
Yes, I believe. And so his son meets Daigo and is like, "Hey, do you play with a local team? Can you get me, you know, set up or whatever? Introduce me," because he just assumes he plays. And so I can kind of see where it's going, where it's like this guy is gonna help Daigo overcome some of his issues and get him, you know, I don't know, maybe to have an appreciation or a love for baseball, or I honestly don't know because he sucks at it, but I'm sure, you know, it's a sports anime. I'm sure they'll figure something out. I will say though, with this show, I really don't like the main character at all. Like, he really annoys me.
So interesting,
and he's
man.
he has no redeeming qualities. Like, literally none. No redeeming qualities. He's just a shitty kid.
Yeah, I mean, Goro was a badass from the beginning, and he blew out he blew out his pitching arm.
Yeah,
and he was little, and he
pitch with the other arm.
He learns how to pitch with the other arm.
Yeah,
he ends up pitching all the way through the major leagues with his non-dominant arm. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so friggin' badass.
And he's so like just determined and like a good character, and this kid is just freaking annoying and a little brat.
I did find him annoying in the first episode. I imagine he'll come around and be awesome later.
I'm sure. But with the other shows that we have this season, with the other sports shows that we have this season, I can't justify giving this one a spot. There are other sports shows that I would rather have pass. So I will be failing it.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Oh no, just like Daigo.
You are one pathetic loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure. You know what's cool though is this is weird. His sister, his older sister, is apparently awesome at sports.
That's sick.
Why didn't they make a show about her? I would rather see that.
Dude, that's awesome.
Are you following this annoying brat?
That is the
because
exact
girls can't
mindset
play in the
I'm in
major
also.
leagues.
I guess. Yeah, but come on, you can.
Or Japan, or the Japan major leagues, or college baseball. Girls can't play.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I guess story wise that's why, but
Yeah.
I would love to see a show about her
But
too.
his sister seems more like Goro than he is.
I mean, nobody wants to watch a show about softball.
I guess.
But you can make a show where
I would.
Could be good.
I used to play softball.
You know
in
damn
school.
well it would be full of like big-breasted moe girls. So.
Oh gosh.
I mean, an all-girls baseball team, please. You know they can't resist.
They could do it. Come on.
They
Let's
won't
still
do it
watch
because
it.
the production committees will say, "Where are the titties?"
Well,
And some other thing that I just mentally censored myself from saying.
we have had shows about female casts that were not like that. It's rare, for sure.
Can you name one?
Shirobako.
I was gonna say, can you name a sports anime? That was.
Oh.
Shirobako had plenty of male characters in it.
Yeah, but it was about lead female
Suzuka. Suzuka has Suzuka as like a main character.
Yeah,
She's
there
a
are
track
several.
star.
There's not a lot
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
But there are several. All right, so Enzo, you are up next.
Oh, I'm so stoked to talk about this one. So
Yes, sir.
my next pick is
one you stole from me.
Megalobox,
Yep.
the one that I rightfully took as my pick.
Yeah, Enzo's definitely picking first next time.
Yeah.
So he can't cherry pick.
Sneaky.
He can't like manipulate the selection.
The shows I picked are the shows I would have picked anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
In the
I'm definitely
exact
picking
order.
mine.
You were like, oh, Kazuo picked this for his number 2 pick.
I'm definitely
Well, then I'll
writing
pick it
mine
for
on
my
a
number
Google.
1.
I'm writing mine on a secret document and then just putting X
Yo.
in it next time.
I didn't want any of the sequels you guys picked aside from Steins Gate.
All right.
That's it.
Go on.
Same.
Tell us about the show.
Anyway, so I initially picked this just solely because it was a show about boxing.
I'm sorry, Enzo.
Yes.
Captain Avatar in the chat just said Princess 9. Baseball show about girls.
It's about like she's like 8.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, girls can play baseball till they're 8.
Well.
They don't play baseball in high school, college, J League, Major League.
Right. I'm just saying is that the anime exists.
I mean,
there was an anime about girls playing baseball that wasn't.
They're 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, they're not going to show 8-year-olds with their boobs and vaginas hanging out.
Well, okay.
I mean, come on.
Right. Well, never mind.
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I want to see animes where 8 and 9-year-old girls are like, half naked.
What? Nobody said that.
No, but that's what I was talking about. You take a sports anime with all girls and they'll turn it into Keijo.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, of course they wouldn't do that with an 8-year-old.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is that there are shows that exist that aren't like that.
That's okay. Forget it.
All right, Enzo.
If you show me
Oh my
Princess
God,
9,
he says forget
if
it.
Princess 9 has tons of girls in
do
yoga
it.
pants and giant titties
It's
hanging out, then I
impossible.
will agree with you. Well, you're not listening to what I said.
Yes, I did.
I said I said show me a girl sports anime where they are. Forget it. Just keep going. We're not have time. Keep going. I'm done with you today.
What about Taisho
Also,
baseball?
We're breaking
girls?
up.
Also, it was a high school baseball team.
We're breaking up.
It wasn't 8-year-olds. They were in high school.
We're breaking up.
Well, G-san and OG-san, please don't break up. Okay. Anyway, the synopsis of Megalobox, just to refresh everyone from when I first picked it, is JD, also known as Junk Dog, participates in fixed boxing matches in an underground ring in order to live. Today, he enters the ring once again, but he encounters a certain person. JD wants to take on a challenge that will risk everything. So the premise of the show you kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit because it's like a really grand premise. So Megalo boxing is like this current world's top sport, and it's a type of boxing where people equipped gear to their arms to enhance the punches and everything. It's really interesting the way the mech, like I call it mechs, but they're not really mechs. It's like the arm mechs work. So the show starts off by announcing a new major tournament for Megalo boxing called Megalomania. I don't know. They really just settled on that name.
Yeah.
It kind of really annoys me.
All right, Megalomania is a thing, though, isn't that?
Yeah, but yeah. So they announced Megalomania is gonna be the top Megalo boxers from all over the world are gonna participate in it, and one thing leads to another, and JD is fighting in the underground ring, and the number one fighter in the world of Megalo boxing steps into the ring to fight him because they had met in a previous encounter, and he wanted to check out how strong JD is. So they box, and JD gets his ass kicked, and the number one fighter says, "Hey, I want to fight you again. Come meet me in Megalomania." So the story is based off that, where JD he wants to not be a fixed boxer anymore. He wants to actually be a champion. He wants to win and not lose on purpose just to make money. So he takes the motivation from this loss against the number one fighter, the number one Megalo boxer, and the story starts moving towards JD finding his way to become a boxer in the tournament, qualify for the tournament, and meet Yuri, the name of the number one fighter, in the finals. That's all I want to give away because not that there's a lot that really happened in the first 3 episodes, but what the first 3 episodes do really well is they set up motivation, they set up tone. The art is really cool for me because it feels like an old anime, but it's not. It's like it feels like it has like a similar color palette to like Cowboy Bebop, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like post-apocalyptic desert world almost.
Kinda.
Like Mad Maxy, kind of.
Yeah, it's like Mad Maxy, but like low, like fluffy, like light, like Mad Maxy light.
Have you seen Mad Max, Kazuo?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Of course,
But
of course not.
I've seen commercials, and I've heard people talk about
Yeah,
it.
you saw commercials for the new Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
So it's Mad Max on the outskirts of the city. Like the big city is just like New York, basically. Well, like a fancier New York. But anyway, so the first 3 episodes do motivation setup super well, plot setup super well, character setup really well, and art is awesome. And the fight. So the first thing I looked for me to be like, I'm on this team or I'm not on this team for this anime is how the fight scenes would go. So if during the first fight they show it was going to be a lot of freeze frame animation, I was like, damn it, that's a disappointment. But I was pleasantly surprised, and they do show actual fighting, actual like movement in the ring, actual punches being thrown, actual dodging. I think the fights look better than Ippo's fights from Hajime no Ippo, because back then I'm sure they didn't have the budget to do this smooth stuff. So I'm passing this one with flying colors. I cannot wait to watch more.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? 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 I have exorcised the demons.
Did you say megalomania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like I'll see you in the ring in Hulkamania, brother?
No, well, what's funny though is like megalomania is like a desire for power.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
for
kind
sure.
of makes perfect sense.
It just sounds like Hulkamania, brother.
Yeah, this show is incredible.
It's
Like,
awesome.
Yeah, it's
It's
awesome,
awesome.
so far. I think I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but just the opening scene, like where he's driving through the desert on his motorcycle, and it's like kind of the him like talking, like you hear like a voiceover. I'm like, yo, this is dope.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fight scenes are awesome. This looks really good.
I've loved it so far too.
Yeah. All right, Mandy, you're up. Last one. Lasto.
Nope, not me.
Nope, Manny has no more. We're done.
No, that's it.
No, we're done.
Oh,
So we
snap.
passed
Yeah.
My Hero Academia and Megalobox.
All right, and we failed Major the second, Comic Girls,
Yep.
and Kakurio.
Kakurio no Yorameshi. Yadomeshi.
Yes.
All right, mailbags.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, it's mailbag time, baby. Of course, you can leave us a mailbag. You can head over to AAAPodcast.com. At the very top, click on the mailbag button, just like Repentin Reprise did. And let's see here. They wrote, 2 viewers have asked you questions or made statements regarding Lolicon. One played... Oh, here we go, guys. One played devil's advocate.
Oh, dear.
saying,
Why do people go here?
Hold
Like, why are we like, oh, it's just talking about Lolicon?
Let's hear him out.
Yeah.
One played devil's advocate, saying that the depiction of Lolicon in manga may help what is that word? Assuage?
Assuage.
Assuage? Never heard that
Yeah.
word before. Those whom are pedophilic. Okay. Another viewer said that they like watching loli shows because they are cute and adorable, while on the other hand, they said that they watch... Oh, on the other hand, they also said that they watched loli porn, which made Mitsuki and I a little worried.
Another question.
My question, what if there is someone who, yes, indeed, watches loli porn, but does not have such urges or attractions towards real-life children? This is a deep question. Say, for instance, they are at work, see some children, but don't have any thoughts or sudden urges to sexualize them in any case, or whatsoever, or whatever the case. Their thoughts and or stimulation is retained to only animated 2D portrayals. This also brings up to me the question of whether pedophilia and lolicon are 2 different things. One involves real children, one does not. An example would be a furry person, a person who likes anthropomorphized animals, sexually... Wait, hold on. What the hell? Really? Like?
All right, it's done. They asked the question.
Yeah, okay.
This is the longest mailbag ever.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're equipped to answer this.
I am.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I'll do it.
He'll answer.
I'll do the things that no man ever wants to do.
All right, go ahead, Mitsuki.
And I'll tell you
All right.
that without even looking it up,
Oh, boy.
I know that the definition of pedophilia is being sexually attracted to prepubescence.
Mm.
And if you're watching lolicon porn and getting off to it, I don't care if they're real or not, you're a pedophile. Done. And also, I find it really unlikely that you would like feast upon lolicon porn in your private life and then don't think that way when you see young girls of a similar age like in public. Like I watch porn with women in it. So I go out in public and I don't like women at all. Like that just doesn't happen. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I see what you're saying.
You're not separating the two, and I'm not being sympathetic. So
no, I definitely.
Yeah, I'm on that team too. I think I don't really know how to go about answering this question I don't have the time to answer this question with a complete answer, but to summarize, I agree with.
I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, but
yeah, it's exactly like I don't have the education to answer this question, but like I think that if
I also don't know why we're asking it.
You'd probably have like strands of pedophilia if you like lolly porn. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the person brings an interesting point up where they said that and I don't know if they were talking about themselves, but knowing of one that is into lolly porn but not attracted to.
I'm saying that's very unlikely. Listen, when you watch porn, are there adult women in it?
Yeah.
When you go out in public, do you find adult women attractive?
Yeah.
Well, end of story.
Well, I mean, but that's also like we're talking about my personal sexual preferences and how my brain works. Like there are so many different variables in how people's brains work that it's like people are attracted to all kinds of things. So
sorry, go ahead.
I certainly feel that lolly porn is problematic, and
you'd go to jail for watching it.
Yeah.
So legally, it's pedophilia. So,
yeah.
Goodbye.
So,
next mailbag.
All right.
We shouldn't be asking mailbags like that anyway.
Well, I mean, you put it in there.
Yeah, we're not.
No, I don't carefully read them all the time.
Okay.
Anyway, Kyojin13 writes, "Hi AAA Kin, Mitsuki and Kazuo were talking about Sword Art Online and how it's really popular. It inspired me on my ride home work with this question. If you are trying to introduce a layman to anime, what kind of show would you recommend? What would your recommendation be? A currently popular show that everyone and their mother has seen, such as Sword Art Online, or would it be a classic like Cowboy Bebop or Gurren Lagann? All hail the Church of Mitsuki." Indeed.
Ooh.
I think it would really depend on the person, of course, because everybody has different taste when it comes to entertainment. However, I think overall, one of the first things I would want to introduce them to are movies, because those I feel like are very easily digestible, and if you introduce them to a 26 episode or longer show, it can easily overwhelm them or turn them off. Even a show like Cowboy Bebop, which is considered by many to be the greatest, if not one of the greatest of all time, is 26 episodes, and they could just watch the first episode and be like, not really into it.
And slow too.
And it's
They're
slow.
26 episodes.
So I would get them into something that is like, again, it depends on the person, but a movie, something short, quick that they can watch and be like, yo, that was sick. And then start introducing them to other like OVAs or TV shows or things like that.
Red line.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the person. I actually went through this with my sister because she had never watched anime before. I'd say like if they're older, if they're like in maybe like 30s, 40s, maybe introduce them to something like Cowboy Bebop. But I know when my sister was like 23, I know she was not going to have the patience for Cowboy Bebop. I knew she's going to be more interested in like the more like today's animation, and I know she loved comedy, so I introduced her to Noragami, and now she's been hooked on anime ever since. So it really depends on the person.
Yeah, Mitz mentioned Red Line, which is a really, I mean, again, it depends on the person, but it's a really fun, like exciting, in your face kind of movie. I was also thinking of Sword of the Stranger, which is a movie that is like super action packed and has some badass fight scenes.
Most dudes will just get wrapped into that one.
Yeah, for sure. So of course, there's the Ghibli movies you can always get them into as well. So you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, just like you guys are saying, it does depend on the person. I think I have a few go-tos depending if I have a certain type of person. So if you have a friend that's like a really like girly girl that is trying to get into anime, I always throw Ouran High School Club at them. Always, it always works every time. And if you have a friend that is into like music and artsy stuff like that, I usually throw Beck, Nana, and Paradise Kiss at them. It usually works. Even though Beck's kind of slow, it still kind of gets them.
Yeah.
I definitely don't throw Bebop. A lot of people say Bebop for this. I don't ever throw Bebop to anybody ever as their first watch. But yeah, it does depend on the person though. But I think a general long anime, if you're gonna go with a long anime, I think FMA is probably a very safe pick to give someone.
Brotherhood or the original?
Either one. Brotherhood probably.
I think Brotherhood's a little better. The story's told a little better. That's All right, next mailbag. Who's up next?
I can do this one. Okay, so Zeldred says, "Hello, AAA host. I hope this finds everyone in good moods and great hearts. I just rewatched the Zelda Ghibli made trailer again on YouTube, and I was wondering if any of you have seen it, and what are your thoughts on the trailer, and if the concept could work as a whole, like having a Zelda movie from Ghibli. A Zelda movie from Ghibli would be sick as hell."
Yeah.
What? Zelda Ghibli? What?
Ghibli didn't make that though. That
Clearly
was
not.
just some animator.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even animated. I'm watching it right now.
There is. Yeah, you're right.
It's 99% just panning on still images.
Yeah,
But it does look beautiful.
Yeah, it's by a guy who does do animation and art because I've seen this circle around before. I think his name is Matt Vince.
Yep,
but,
I'm watching it right now. Yep.
Yeah, he's not like in Ghibli.
It's cool. It's just not animated. Like there's no animation in it.
Also, problem with the Zelda like any kind of Zelda animation, is that freaking
here we go.
the main character doesn't speak.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you know, if there's any studio that could actually make that work, then it would be Ghibli, because they know how to do subtle emotional drive.
Yeah. Do you think Nintendo would be willing to team up with Ghibli?
I could see that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure any studio could make this work because fans of Zelda will literally watch this if it was carved in the mud on a side.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like making it like good. Yeah, like making
they
it
would
good.
still fall out of their chairs and have 20 million simultaneous orgasms.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that to make it good, it probably would be like a studio. Pretty much only Ghibli could probably make it really good.
It looked very pretty. I like the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that happening too. I mean, Nintendo, Ghibli. I mean, I don't think they've worked together in the past, but I don't see why not.
I looked at that guy's website. He has some really cool stuff up.
All right, last one. Lasto. Who's up?
The Viva la JD, right? That is how you say it, right?
Yes.
Viva la JD. Hello, everybody. Quick question. Why are DVDs, CDs, Blu-rays so expensive in Japan?
That's a good question.
It's because the companies make most of their money off the Blu-rays and DVDs, and they charge a lot for them because they have to in order to recuperate the money and the investment, and because they know that people will pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's literally the reason.
I think another is just that their fans seem to be far more obsessive about collecting, so they know that they can charge that much, and of course inflation, because I know like with certain J-pop CDs, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, my cat is sitting on the document. Anyways, but I know certain J-pop CDs, they will put out multiple versions of the exact same CD with different, just a picture, collectible picture or something collectible in it, and then collectors will want to buy all of them. So there's that too.
Right. Well, there's also the fact that they simply don't sell as many in Japan. I looked at this chart before, but it was the like basically what determines if like an album is gold or diamond or platinum or what have you. And I wish I could find it right now, but I saw this a while back. But in like the States, I think in order to become a platinum record, you have to sell 1 million units. In order to become diamond, you have to sell 10 million. I think gold is
500K.
500,000. And it's different in each country. So like that's in America, but in Japan, the average record sales are so much lower than they are in the States.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like way lower.
Like 10%.
Like 10% exactly.
Wow.
So they would have to mark up the cost in order to balance out the return on investment.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's all about ROI.
That's all it is, man. Just like our main topic today.
That's right.
All about ROI.
Return on investment, baby.
All about ROI.
Trying to stack that paper.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? We did it.
We did it.
We reached the end of today's episode.
That's right.
All right. Went a little long. Not too long.
The cat hasn't moved at all.
The cat has not.
I respect your cat so much, man.
It has been unconscious on the futon in the corner for the entire 2 hours we've been broadcasting.
He doesn't need anybody's respect.
No.
He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't. Nah. He's living his best life. You know what I'm saying?
His only life.
Well, one of his 9.
Well, I already took the other 8 from him.
Damn.
I was like, I'm going to shoot you in the head 8 times.
Jesus.
That way you'll behave on your 9th one, you little bastard.
Bring us home.
Oh, all right.
So, thanks for coming.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Of course, you can always find us online at AAAPodcast.com. Sign up at our website using the AAAPodcast.com/join.
Interesting.
to create an account, get access to our hentai episodes.
Get those hentais.
Our hobby addicts.
You know you want them titties.
Our after parties, which we're going to be doing one here shortly.
That's right.
Of course, you can also find us on facebook.com/groups/AAAPodcast. We can get access to our Discord server and everybody else and just hang out and have a good old time. Thank you to all that joined us live. We appreciate you. We love you very much. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye. Mm-hmm.